waiting for them.
Fuck that.
I never understood that because it was always, I'm a werewolf. Well, guess I believe in Satan now. All insane. It's just like, where did this come from? Then I get it, Mark of the Beast and whatnot. But, eh. A wolf is God's creature if you're going by God and Satan, and then it's just confusing because then you're becoming another one of his creatures, but you're being transformed, so it's like his image is being morphed to that of a beast.
No, you have to look up. You have to do a case study on that.
Go around, ask a bunch of priests. So why are werewolves Satans? Satans, just phrase it like
Satans.
that.
Just many Satans.
I was gonna say
Satans.
Satanists, but then I was like, I don't know if that's a word, so I just cut it off and said Satans. Why are werewolves Satan? Answer me
Why are
this.
Satans werewolves?
Which one is it?
Tell me on the werewolf where the Satan touched you.
God, now I remember that fucking... There was a game that's more recent, but there was a old movie about a kid who had the mark of Satan on his head.
I don't know what movie
That
this is.
became like, he was destined to ruin the world and bring damnation to the world or some... Damien?
Sounds like an anime.
Yeah, it kind of does. Kind of plays out like one, too. His maid... I remember his maid gets up on the fucking roof and starts screaming like, "This is for you, Damien! This is for your birthday!" And she jumps off the roof. And I'm like, wow, that was an amazing birthday present. Bet you can't do it again. I was like, man, I am not good to watch movies with.
Ow.
I should talk the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I saw Deadpool 2 today.
How was it?
Really?
It was, yeah, some parts. I feel like they forced the, like, not funny scenes a little bit more than they should have. Like, there's a lot of, like, family scenes. I'm like, this is Deadpool.
So the same thing that disappointed me about the first one. It's like,
Yeah.
there was a good movie, but like only 30 minutes of it I like, because the rest is just, the backstory's fine, but it could be skimmed through a little bit more, and a lot of the stuff was, oh, I don't know if my girlfriend loves me or not. Oh no, I don't know how
This one she
I'm
gets
gonna
shot in the
stalk
first
her
5
from
minutes.
the water in the rain and just look at her and, oh, I'm a hideous monster, and it's just like, you're fucking Deadpool, you don't care. I thought that was the whole fucking point. You fuck Lady
No,
Death
the
anyway,
point is he
who
wants
cares?
to bang Death, yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to bang Death. Lady Death wants to bang him.
He
And
also
the reason
dies
he
in
doesn't
this.
want to bang Death in the comics, I believe, is because she's got a skull face, which is hilarious. Because, like...
No.
It's
So
just like,
in the things, if you want to get technical, Thanos cursed, because Thanos wants to bang Death too, but
yeah, but Thanos can't really kill Deadpool.
no, Thanos makes Deadpool immortal, so he can't bang Death. Yeah, it's the exact opposite.
There's so many stupid fucking reasons why Deadpool has his invincibility. It's so dumb.
Alright, well, I'm ready.
I remember zombie Deadpool was one of the worst. Ugh.
What, is an immortal zombie? What could be
He
wrong
was
with
in
that?
the problem areas of the Marvel Zombies. Like, the first run of Marvel Zombies was decent. Wasn't good. It was decent because it did some cool things with some of the characters. Then it turned out shit.
Did you take this screenshot from the mobile game?
No, that was
this
a,
fucking now?
that was a promotional screenshot from the mobile game because I couldn't find anything else that looked like the Ark, and this is the closest fucking thing to it. So I'm just gonna roll with it.
Doken battle. It even says at the bottom.
I know. We're gonna ignore that part, Running, and we're gonna pretend like I just found a really accurate screenshot. And weird thing is, there's 7 Dragon Balls in that, which there's not 7 Dragon Balls in the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. That's the one inaccuracy. So there you go.
The one inaccuracy there.
I don't know, you got Metal Rildo, you got Super Saiyan Goku, you got Pan, you got the ship, you got Jiro, you got Trunks, you got Dr. Mew?
Lude.
Baby.
Lude.
Lude. No, Dr. Lude was somebody else. Because that was King Lord Lude. was the other one. It
He
was
was so
Lord
rude.
Lude. It was super
so
fucking
rude, I couldn't
weird.
even handle
The Doctor's creations always have the weirdest names. The only one that makes sense is Baby. Because it's
Baby.
actually an incomplete life form, so it's
As a
named
baby,
appropriately.
yeah. Well, he wasn't incomplete. Like,
No, he
complete
was
life form.
he was
became
complete, but he wasn't
incomplete.
formed yet.
Yeah.
He
It's
needed
like,
more
already
time, so
complete.
he's
It's
the
like
baby stage
after,
to serve
yeah,
baby.
It's like later we'll talk about like when he's like, yes, this is my first time back.
The stupidest thing is when he goes older though. He still calls himself baby, which is the one thing I
Baby.
don't get. I would have liked it if he said, like, if he actually just progresses. Like now I'm teen,
No,
teen,
I would like if he actually just fucking developed the name.
adolescence. Well, he's like an
Alright.
abomination of truffles or whatever.
Alright,
Truffle.
Yeah, that's later.
He's a tasty treat.
That's even past where you are, I believe. Actually, yes, because the person who wrote Dragon Ball and named all the fucking characters named them like the most boring things ever.
don't
Like
forget
Bulma
he named
is
the whole entire family.
like you could
after
look at
undergarments.
Bulma's family and it's all underwear. I think her mother name is Panty. So
I think her sisters. That's her sisters, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And Goku's family, or most Saiyans, are all vegetables. Yay.
Don't look at all
Like
chat. This is
Darling
related.
And the Fran, where they just, call them parasites and name them after plant dicks and vaginas.
That's appropriate. That's coming up soon, ain't it, Poison?
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't.
Real soon.
Don't do it to us.
Alright, so Star Dragon Ball GT, even though we kind of already started. Alright, this is Dragon Ball GT, Black Star Dragon Ball Saga, as you can see in the picture that we so are conveniently ignoring the bottom third of. And we're just gonna roll with that.
I see an apple down there, that's it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, that was an evolution material from Metal Rildo, I believe.
But boy, we don't see the other
I
parts.
stopped
You don't know
playing.
who
I
it's
stopped
for.
playing during.
You don't know who that's
Token.
for, okay? You don't acknowledge that part next to the apple. We just get to see the majesticness of the red Dragon Ball. There's only one of it.
Red
It
Dragon
summons true. Yeah, that's the apple.
Ball? Oh.
Summons the amazing Xeno.
Ignore the
Dragon.
weird stuff.
Okay, is a Xeno Dragon.
I wasn't playing League.
Which is meant to eat the souls of your enemies. But unlike actual death, they stay dead. I know it's a crazy notion in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z, anything with Dragon and Ball in the name together. Okay, but it's
Whenever Dragon Ball.
Got out there.
I did.
Yeah. Every Dragon Ball?
Well,
Something. Was a
no,
joke.
it's lost forever.
Missed the
It's
punchline.
lost forever.
Okay.
missed your pun.
So,
Missed your pun, Poison. I know that's
not
what
really
you're
much of a thing I go in to say, like, oh, well, GT is this. Yes, GT is that. GT was basically just the continuation after Z. That was what it was written as. Like, this is what
Shadow, I
Goku's
thought
doing
that was
immediately after
Super.
Z.
Well, you know what? No.
This
GT
was-
actually is going to start off where Super ends, technically. So
Even though
GT
that's
still
almost
technically
impossible
can
at
be
this
canon.
point, but sure.
Okay.
Fine.
Hey, you know what? They could literally have a one-episode special where they
It's-
host the World Martial Art Tournament, and he takes Oob and he says, "We're going to the palace to train." That's very easy. They just do that.
I'm gonna do a warning here. There's gonna most likely
still
be
can
some
be
spoilers of Super, and some spoilers of original Dragon Ball. Maybe not many of, but there may be some. There's also gonna be spoilers of Z happening and during this. It's just
Edit
almost
some eyes.
unavoidable.
Poison,
No.
have you watched
Spoilers.
the Hero anime yet or no?
Hero anime. What?
Oh
Ball
yeah,
Hero.
Dragon Ball Heroes.
I wanted to talk about
No.
that real quick. Disappointed me, man.
I'll
We
sleep.
can talk. We can talk about. Yeah.
I'll leave.
I guess we can talk about it. That's
You
fine.
don't necessarily need.
He's not. Poison's
Okay.
not important.
Also, so Dragon Ball Heroes Super will tell. I was making clear when we're talking about that, the promotional thing. And if you're like, oh man, I haven't watched it yet. There's 2 episodes out right now, so it's literally
So,
under
yeah,
20
maybe,
minutes to watch
maybe
the whole thing
4
right
by
now.
the time this actually gets to YouTube.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't know. There might be 3 or
No,
4.
it'll be finished by the time this gets out.
No,
No, I
it'll
don't
be
think
on
so. It releases
episode
like once every
4,
2 weeks.
If you're lucky.
Okay,
I don't
so
even think about that pace.
So Dragon Ball GT, when they were writing it, they originally wanted to go back a little bit to Dragon Ball, because Z kind of departed by fucking miles.
You mean
Almost
literally
instantaneous.
episode 1, the main villain becomes the best friend of the
Brother,
main
do you want
character?
me to go on my episode run rant?
Sorry. I'm tilted about that.
This is
okay?
literally the worst. It's literally the most hated part of Z is the beginning. Like, it's the part I despise the most because it makes no fucking
Let's
sense.
kill the hoe.
So all of Dragon Ball. I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible. So all of Dragon Ball is Goku, and he's going through his training and his journey and his goal to get stronger. It's a whole Journey to the West story. I was a little kid when I watched, and I still got all that shit. And it was about him and him not fully having a family because Grandpa Gohan dies almost immediately. Well, immediately in terms of the whole story. And then he finds Master Roshi, and Master Roshi becomes his new father figure. Bit of a perverted one, but you got what you got. And he got a friend, and he's got Krillin, but he doesn't really have a family. He never really has any family members. So, flash forward to, I don't know, the beginning, towards the end of Dragon Ball, where Piccolo's father's brother, well, Piccolo's brother, I should say this, Piccolo's brother, kills Krillin and triggers Goku in the hardest way, where Goku's killed Red Ribbon guys before. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He hit people with a Kamehameha wave in a tank. The fucking tank blows up. He's killed people, but they were Nazis, so who gives a shit? Really. They were neo-Nazis, basically, so who really gives a shit if they died? They're scumbags anyways.
Hey, neo-Nazis.
But this is the first time, like, Trombone kills Krillin, and Goku looks at Krillin's dead body and isn't like, oh, I'm gonna go beat up Trombone. He's like, I'm gonna go kill Trombone. He goes off and he kills Trombone in vengeance for his fallen friend. One of his family members, someone he considers one of his family. He goes and kills Trombone for that. Then he goes and kills the fuck out of King Piccolo. And it was. And because his father's name is Piccolo, King Piccolo. Anyways.
Yeah.
So then we go into Piccolo. And he kills Piccolo really epically too. Pierces straight through his fucking chest. And then Piccolo spits out an egg and has baby Piccolo Jr. turns into the Piccolo we know.
Or just Piccolo.
So then a couple of years pass and Piccolo and Goku fight again. And Goku beats Piccolo but isn't pissed at anymore. He's like, you're weaker than King Piccolo. I'm stronger than you. I don't really care. If you exist, you're not going to hurt anybody. Fuck off. And that's kind of how it ends. Dragon Ball kind of ends with that in a bit of a way of like, you're nothing anymore. I don't care. So then you get to Z. And the very beginning of Z is literally Goku finding his only brother in the world, because his entire race is basically dead. And what the one brother does is panics because he doesn't know what's going on in the world. He's like, you were supposed to do this. Why didn't you do this? And Goku's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's confused. He's like, all right, I'm going to take his kid so he can talk to me, and we can just talk in the desert. Goku brings Piccolo into the desert to fight his brother. He's like, I'm going to go get my son back. Raditz is trying to talk to him for a bit, and is like, I'm not going to kill you outright because I'm trying to talk here. But fucking, they just laser him through the chest. And it's like... So, the arch nemesis of the entire last Dragon Ball, of the entire show, kills
I think
the
you're missing some
protagonist.
details here.
Shadow,
I think you're missing some details here.
No.
Yeah, when it comes to Raditz.
Rabbits.
Raditz.
You
That's what
said
we're talking about.
rabbits.
Raditz. He's as strong as a Cyberman. Who gives a shit? Okay?
I do.
He should have talked to them, but before he had a whole bunch of he did beat the living shit out of both of them for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
Okay, and took a headbutt from
But he
Hanma.
didn't kill him. The
No,
thing
he
about
didn't
Dragon
kill
Ball is if
him,
you're a higher
but it
power
was-
level, you could just blow up whoever you're going up against. He didn't kill him.
Well, Z, that's no longer a thing now. Because everyone has a natural key shield. That's why you have to...
No, but in Z, that's the thing. If you're a higher power, you can blow somebody away.
No.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
can.
even strong. That's why Frieza...
I have
just didn't
24
blast
episodes
everyone
of Super to disapprove of that.
Well, even Z,
Yeah.
even like Frieza Saga, Frieza just didn't beat up everybody. He didn't just blast them all immediately. He had to beat them up because everyone has a key shield and you're able to fight up a lot
No,
higher
he was
the key level.
ignoring most of them. He couldn't catch Krillin,
So-
I believe.
It takes a certain point. They had to be like so far ahead to be able to instantly blast somebody.
And Krillin got a sneak on him with the Kienzan, cut off his tail.
Yes, I will mount your
Wait,
head.
why
and
didn't
my
you
tail
cut him
used
in
to be.
half? Because I'm stupid.
I didn't think of that at the time. Shows up.
Because that would have ended the show prematurely.
It really didn't end of the show because they would just went back to Earth and then all died to self.
Like,
Or really the androids.
it's the worst. And here's the worst part about all that. So they kill the brother, right? Fucking Vegeta shows up with Nappa. Nappa dies in the fight But not by Goku. Goku would let him live. Nappa died to Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
And Nappa killed all of his friends damn near. And then you have Vegeta, who's committed how many acts of genocide, how many atrocities, and is proud of it and will laugh at you if you confront him about it. And he lets him get away. He lets him leave because he says, no, he's a good guy. What the fuck about Raditz?
No.
Goku I don't think he says that.
He has good in him. They let him go. It doesn't fucking matter. He lets him go.
That was the real reason. Goku wanted to fight him again because he
lets him
the
go.
only person able to match
He
Goku.
lets him go.
Look, that goes.
I don't give a shit. He lets him go.
That goes to Goku's main personality issue. Okay.
It's so that's a personality trait he develops in Z.
Yeah, I understand that.
And that's where it fucking starts.
But that's because in Dragon Ball, he's always had someone stronger just about until the very end. And then Z, they jump several years where he hasn't been able to fight anyone stronger than him. Then suddenly Raditz shows up. Then suddenly Nappa. Now Vegeta.
You're forgetting the whole arc where he goes to hell. Not hell. Well, yes, he does go to hell. He goes to all these different places in Otherworld and fights all these strong people.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to commit suicide.
Yeah, he would.
Okay. So he
hired Jiren. Not Jiren, he hired him. He probably would hire Jiren, though.
Sir. That is super, sir.
Let's be real.
Okay.
Yeah, but his character doesn't change from the moment he lets Vegeta go.
Where do all these strings come from? Someone pulling these.
Terrible. It's fucking terrible.
It doesn't show. Okay. Let's just admit Goku's a little fucked up in Z. When they went from GT to Z, basically, he said, I'm changing the show because Dragon Ball wasn't a super popular manga. Dragon Ball was not super popular. It was just good enough to keep going. So he basically said, I'm changing the whole script. And that's why the difference between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is literally like A to Y poison.
He really wanted to.
Are you homophobic?
There's no reason.
That's just random.
There's no reason. He just wanted to. He's scrolling.
No. I was looking up Goku lets Vegeta leave to see what he actually said, and that's what came up. I was showing you the Google search.
I don't want to see the Google search.
No, that wasn't a Google search.
Kiss me, Kakarot.
Kiss me, so I may take your power for my own.
And let's all forget about how they get rid of the fucking tails just cuz. They didn't want to draw, which I didn't think of back then, and now it's like so fucking obvious.
One was drawing.
And they didn't want to think of what to do with them. You could just literally use them as a belt. You figured out the perfect thing immediately, though.
Yeah, but the whole thing about Dragon Ball though was that Goku always was using his tail creatively in fighting.
Furry belt.
So, yeah. And they wanted to show that the characters were becoming more humans. They got rid of their tails.
Boo. That was an animation thing. I refuse to take that last notion. I can prove to you it's an animation thing by Super.
Oh, I understand.
Where the big hype of an episode was, oh, we're gonna redo Super Saiyan 3. Goku's gonna go Super Saiyan 3 again. A single still JPEG with him talking over it, and then cut, he's gone. It's like, wow.
That was
you really didn't want to do that.
Okay, well, we're really kind of like on
everything Dragon Ball has a purpose.
Let's just jump into GT.
When you talk about one thing, you talk about all of it.
GT is just basically the president of what happened after Z.
Sorry.
Okay. That was created by a writer who's not Akira Toriyama, who wrote the original show. Okay, that's why
he writes it a bit better at times than the current shows.
That's objective. Now, the thing is that makes it controversial is that the story for GT was reread by Toriyama and approved, and he also overlooked all the character design and approved those too. So basically, he might not have wrote it, but he approved everything of it. And that's why there is a small. Yeah, he read it all. He read it all. He looked at everything, and he said, "This is all good. I'm happy with this.
Because
you can do this."
The show. It doesn't really depart too far off.
It fits it to an extent.
No,
So he backed everything.
it's no worse than like Super or Xenoverse, the mobile game.
Exactly. There's always going to be some gap. There's always some break apart. But regardless, like he said, it was all good. And then they started Super because people said it doesn't feel like Z, which is very objective.
It does feel like Z when they get to the Metal Planet, though. It
like
feels
Z.
almost identical to Z when they get to the Metal Planet.
It feels too Dragon Ball and too Z. So, but anyway. So that's kind of the base issue around GT is a lot of people don't declare it canon, and then when they release Super, they personally announced it's no longer canon.
Really?
So, yeah, they said GT.
Oh,
is not
no.
canon.
I thought you said Super. I was like, what? I don't remember hearing that.
I said once they announced Super, they came out and publicly said GT is no longer associated any regard with canon.
Keep in full mind,
Or
this
movies.
is we're now living in a world where they're redoing the Broly movie because it was popular, and they didn't get enough traction on their gender swapped Broly as they wanted, so they're now redoing the movie to try to recapture the views.
That was not meant to be Broly and Drag, okay? And that's not the same.
Oh, really?
Doesn't have the same backstory. He can't go legendary Super Saiyan. He's gonna have his another new form.
I know.
He
It's
comes out.
terrible.
Has anyone watched the movie?
No, the movie's not
the
out
original?
yet.
No, it's not out yet. No, I mean the new one.
I've seen some
The
scenes.
Broly
Trailer.
Super isn't out
He
yet.
comes out. Yeah, it was a leak on the trailer.
Everyone's spoiling the shit out of it though because they're leaking
No.
half the movie.
No, are they? I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
And he ends
You can see
walking
like
out
half
of
the
the
fucking
field.
movie. I looked through titles of articles in my fucking phone feed and I got the ending spoiled for me. Like, fucking
Does
what
Goku
asshole
win?
writes in the fucking title of an article? Anyways,
Does Goku wins?
No, who cares? Shut up.
well, yeah, he obviously wins, but it's like
Yeah.
the how it happens.
No.
Does he
anyways,
use the Kamehameha?
No,
Especially
that would be
since he
cool.
can't- Especially since Goku can't go
Yeah, Ultra
Ultra
Instinct
Instinct
anymore.
because he will no longer enter Ultra Instinct for the remainder of Super. They said.
Yep, because we
Which
wrote
is
something
also-
OP.
That's also weird because Dragon Ball Z is about constantly getting stronger, and now Goku can never get
The amount of
stronger.
transformations
So that
Super is
means-
added.
That means the next villain would have to be weaker than Jiren.
Yep.
So that's kind of
But
weird.
hey, let's move
Jiren's
past
brother.
it. Because Super is a whole nother hole in and of itself.
Yeah, but
Okay, so the start. Let's just go at the start, then we'll talk about the characters along the way, because the characters do develop in this show, shockingly. Cough, cough, Super. Hey, I know you don't like that.
No.
Because you're a meme boy, and you always like the spiciest of memes, and you believe public opinion more than your own. I know this.
No.
damn.
Oh, we'll see about that, Shadow. We'll see about that.
So the
God
first thing you
damn.
see in the show pretty much is Goku and Noob training,
Ooh.
which is
Oh, man.
following into the show where it's just where at the end of Z he says, "I'm gonna go train you so you can help your village more, so you can help your village more and become a fighter and protect." Because Gohan failed me, so
No, he had Goten.
Goten's still too young, I think, and too inexperienced. I don't know.
Goten was
You never
older
really
than-
see Goten do a ton
Look, like the
in
issue,
Z.
the thing was is he saw the power.
Yeah, but Goten and Trunks
He
only
doesn't realize
exist.
it.
Goten and Trunks literally only exist for Gotenks, which is why when they're not Gotenks, they're literally wasting time. Like,
That's
they
very
exist to
mean,
fill.
dude. That is very mean.
But it's true though. What purpose do those characters serve apart from just being Gotenks?
Comedy.
Which is why I like what they do with them in GT, because you actually do something with the individual characters. You don't fuse them and say this is their character. They're two halves.
I just didn't like how they kept the kids in Super because it's
Ugh.
8 years later.
But
And
hey,
they look
let's
like they're
ignore
7
all
years
that.
old.
Even though Goku
Anyway.
aged way harder than they did. But we need to have kids in our show. Okay.
No, this declared a shonen anime.
Yeah.
So yes.
They do have a lot of kids in the shows. They even made Goku a kid in this one.
In
Yeah.
this one, yes. Yeah.
They like kids for some reason.
Well, no,
Pilaf
it's
and-
because it's a shonen anime
Yes.
and they're targeted towards kids. They're
Pilaf
supposed to be.
Pilaf shows up in the temple and says, "Oh, I found the Black Star Dragon Balls that were sitting here the whole time. Just gonna summon it." And then the Red Dragon is so fucking big
These
and
things that
sitting
were never
above the
mentioned
clouds.
and never.
Poison.
These things.
Why in God's green earth would you ever talk about Dragon Balls that would blow up the earth if they were ever fucking used? Why would you ever fucking mention that around mortals ever?
Anywhere that could...
Because you can't destroy it because King Piccolo is stronger than Dende.
Why?
So, I mean, I don't think any more.
Why would anyone...
And Dende didn't even know where they were.
Oh, that's fine.
So if Dende didn't even know where they were, he was probably just like, they're probably under a box somewhere, just fucking leave them. Don't even think about it.
Okay, don't sit here and pull out DBZA. Okay, Dende here, dude. Okay, that DBZA.
Well, no, but like... And also, Kami was also kind of a prick because Popo didn't even know they were there. So it's more Kami being an asshole again, which is the thing.
It's almost like they invented something.
No, Kami was an asshole. He sat there and was like, "No, Piccolo, I won't fuse with you, even though hundreds of thousands of people are dying. We need to watch and see how this goes. A couple of more cities just blew up. Let's keep watching. There goes another city, and well, hold on. I don't want to fuse yet. It's like, God, we can literally just end this."
It's like, oh my God, even if we fused right now, be strong enough. It's like, why did you wait then?
And then they fuse, and they beat him almost immediately, but then he gets the thing, and it's like, well, now we're fucked.
Too late.
He gets his magical...
Maybe if somebody didn't make me wait 7 episodes on a fucking cliff. So Kami was always an asshole and arrogant. You even see that in the fucking Dragon Ball movies, honestly. Where he's,
also, in all honesty, let's be honest here, like, Dragon Ball hasn't been the best of not having plot holes. Okay? Dragon Ball, Z, Super, GT, Heroes, doesn't matter. They all have holes.
The 2-episode thing has plot hole already?
Oh, yeah. Goku just disappears. GT Goku just disappears. They don't talk about where he's just gone in the next episode.
It's like, it's just promotional, so they're just jumping through the story. It's not meant to, like, be an actual full expansive story. You know,
so it's like, so here's how I don't understand that. So let's just say an anime is driving down a road and you just bounce on the puddles and go back to the main story.
We'll speak about it, okay? At the end,
we'll tell you basically. Yeah, I do recommend watching them still because they're really good fights.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go watch them.
Second one, but yeah.
I'm gonna go watch them while you guys talk about it.
Pilaf accidentally summons. Doesn't accidentally summon Shenron, the Black Shenron, but he does summon Black Shenron, and it's super fucking big, so it's hiding above the clouds. So when Goku walks in, he's like, "What's going on in here?" Because he sees the energy and stuff from the balls. He's like, "Oh, you guys are here! What the fuck?"
I like how he like it so long. It's like, "Wait, I know you guys,"
and they're like, "No, you don't."
They're like, "Who's that?" Like, I think that's Goku. You mean that little kid who always spoiled our plan? Yeah, and he's a real man. Oh my God. You know,
we're so fucked.
Like that, and Goku looks up, cracks his knuckles. He's like, "I think I'm gonna teach you guys a lesson." He's like, "I wish you were a kid.
If I wish you were a kid again, that way I'd be able to beat you up." And then the dragon's like, "All right, this is a bit of waste of my power. Fuck it."
Wish has been granted.
And Goku's like, "What the fuck, Shenron?" Just turns into a kid, and then they basically, then Dende goes, "All right, so that's a problem. The Earth is going to blow up in a year."
Well, no, it was King Kai who told him that.
Yes, King
because
Kai.
He said, we decide not to tell anyone about these things.
Because apparently Kami is that much of an asshole.
Well, King Kai also chose not to say anything.
If there's a world device.
King Kai literally says, we didn't think we would need to tell anybody.
I can see evil King Piccolo making a escape thing like, I don't need this planet anymore, I'm done with it. I'll make some balls that just blow up the planet when I'm done to get a good wish. I could see it. That seems like totally something he would do.
It is King Piccolo. I mean, he did literally take over the world government through brute force.
Yeah. So I could totally see him doing that. That makes it pretty much sense.
I mean, again, that's the thing this show does, is if you look into it, you can kind of tie it back to Dragon Ball. I always felt like they were a bigger fan of Dragon Ball than Dragon Ball Z. And I can just feel that so much in the show.
Yeah.
You know, even just like thinking about Dragon Balls for a minute, you don't think back to like anyone from Z. You don't think about Kami. You don't think of that. You tie it more towards King Piccolo. You tie it back towards Dragon Ball. Mm-hmm. You know, the way the characters act.
Grandpa Gohan, Master Roshi, Krillin,
Dragon Ball.
Bull.
You know, it's like
it's like what's his name actually ages? What's his name? Hermit.
Master Roshi? Master Roshi doesn't age.
He's immortal. No, he doesn't. He's immortal.
He's immortal.
In this, he's aged, though.
No, he's the same age.
No, I know he's the same age, but he looks old.
Yeah, he always looks old.
No, he always looks old. As
The buff Roshi is when he channels his energy and actually uses his...
No, I understand that.
Yeah, but like...
That's a super cheat code.
But, like, Roshi's always just been super old. It's...
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been young or changed age at all.
No, he has. He has. In Dragon Ball, he looked a lot younger.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is a lot. But this is an older show.
Yeah, he pulled off the "I'm gonna put on a mustache"
30s
person.
40, kinda like when he was in Dragon Ball. And he looks like he's 50, 60.
It's been a while.
But he has aged. But that's because he hasn't been eating all those fruits they introduced us to in Super that explained his immortality. See, they did cover some plot holes, so give Super credit.
And his immortal sister. So then we have...
well, his sister's the immortal witch.
Yeah, his sister, Roshi's sister's immortal.
Fair. She was classified that in Dragon Ball.
She's actually the only character that's never died, because every time the planet's almost blown up or something bad's happened, she ditches out to the other world real quick. She's like, oh, I know what's coming, and leaves. So it's kind of funny.
Does it really matter? We can just rewind time.
Yeah. So... Any characters? No, because the only characters we really get to introduce to is Goku, which we already know, and then Dende,
Goku,
older
Kila.
Dende, Pilpo, King Kai, which all just kind of go away after the first episode, really.
Yeah.
So we're going to the second episode where you get introduced to Trunks, right off the bat.
New Trunks.
Who is actually, no, just Team Trunks, but
CEO
not
of
Future
Capsule
Trunks.
Corporation.
Which I actually think Trunks is pretty cool. For considering what the character was before. They actually made him kind of future Trunksy, but not a ton. So they make him so he still does want to fight, he still wants to do stuff, but he's
made
not.
him more. They still made him. They just made him more normal. Like that's all they did. They normalized them.
Yeah,
Future Trunks couldn't
him.
be normalized because his future was literally.
So it's basically just a cool Trunks is all they really did.
More realistic Trunks.
Yeah.
You know, you see him working as a CEO. You see everyone barging him at work. And the second he gets alone in his office, what does he do? He fucking leaves and flies off because he's that shit, you know?
It's like, I've given this enough time.
Yep. And he's like, I'm gonna take my day off. Oof.
You get, in the same episode, you get Mustache Vegeta.
Oh, that was great.
Mustache.
I love... Okay, so apart from... Trunks is cool in this... I'm sorry, I skipped ahead of Trunks. But Trunks is cool for the whole of the show. He kind of... The whole of the Black Dragon Ball saga is basically him trying to, like, ease up a bit. And he's trying to learn, he's learning a bit of that from Goku of like, you don't have to be so regimented because we are overpowered people. It's fine.
We all learn that.
Which is a lot of Goku. Vegeta is probably one of the better things about GT, just because of how his character changes and develops over the years. For instance, when he has Trunks, he doesn't really care about Trunks so much. He's like, he sees it as little Vegeta. So he treats himself like Papa Vegeta, like his Papa Vegeta taught him, and just beat him and train him as hard as you possibly can until he's as strong as possible, because that's how Saiyans handle. But then he has Bulla, and after so many years of being on Earth and calming down and all this stuff, he's like, he ends up becoming whipped by his daughter. And it's the most hilarious thing, because he actually gets his feeling hurt when she insults his mustache.
I love how he walks out there with Chi-Chi like, so, notice anything new? Like,
and Bulma's just like, he's got a, oh, look at you, aren't you handsome? Because she's just used to it. It's like,
oh no, like Chi-Chi was just like the whole time, she's like, I don't see anything, I don't know.
Yeah, but Bulma was like, oh, he's so handsome. He's like, I shaved my mustache! Like, he thinks it should be front page of news. It's like, The whole interaction with Bulma is great because it's actually just the evolution of that family. Like, eventually, Vegeta doesn't have anything to do anymore. Like,
yeah.
So he calms down a ton, and she just gets to enjoy herself. One of my favorite things is they call Vegeta to ransom Goku off. And, and Vegeta's just like, I haven't heard that name in about a year. The fuck? And he's just this moment of, what the
Goku hostage?
Do whatever you want with him, and just shuts the phone off. And it's like, nah.
Oh man, that was great.
Yeah, that's what people really should think about someone who constantly abandons their son. Yeah, like him.
He's
What you want?
Well, the issue with Goku is not their son.
Yeah.
But we were thinking that's why they were so confused.
Goku
about
doesn't.
I don't know what to do
Goku
with
doesn't
this.
even abandon his son all the time. He's not actually that bad of a father when you look at things in his perspective.
No.
No, he's terrible.
He just left Gohan with an alien who tried to destroy
He was
the
shot
world
in
for
the
multiple
chest by that
years?
alien.
Okay. Yeah, then he
Yes.
continued with Gohan.
That alien was
Alien
also.
alien.
It's why it would have made more sense if Raditz
Then-
lived. The blast.
Then, right? He then throws his kid out to the strongest being ever on Earth at
Rightfully
the
so.
Cell, so that
Rightfully
he
so.
would get
Gohan
the
was stronger than
ever-loving
Cell.
Shit beat out of him.
Gohan was much stronger than
only
Cell.
took several other people near him dying. Sadly, it wasn't all his
It was
friends
because
dying.
Gohan didn't understand what responsibility he
funny
held
thing
with him.
The funny thing was, it wasn't all his friends dying. It was
Mm.
Andrew's key that made him snap.
The villain of the.
Fucking villain who always said, "Let's kill Goku."
I'm gonna kill.
I
No,
know.
Gohan agreed with him on some.
No, but like
So he was
Goku,
like, no,
Goku
it's
during
not
that,
fine.
he understood that Gohan was much like Gohan eclipses Cell in power, especially when he gets pissed off. Even normally insane too.
That.
He's
But it
way
was like-
stronger than Cell.
But it's like okay, yeah, I understand that, but Goku gave up halfway.
Because he
Chose
didn't
not
think
to
he
push on
needed to.
someone who had the
Goku
opportunity.
doesn't like to do fights where he's the last line of defense. If how he would have it,
What?
if how he would have it,
That is the
Goku would
only
no.
fight
Here's the
he
thing:
hasn't
Goku
been
would
left.
prefer to go as hard as
Spoilers,
possible.
by the way, everyone.
I've already
I
said
am not
this.
as
I've already
invested
said
in
this.
DBZ as everyone else is.
I've already said
Okay.
this.
He has literally been eaten during the whole Blue saga until everyone else was eaten by fucking Boo to really even show
And he
the
was
fuck
coolered,
up.
and then he was
Okay.
introduced
So
exclusively to
no,
be
no.
an evolution to Majin Buu's
I want
power.
to sit back. No, okay, that's bullshit. He literally sat back almost the whole entire.
I know, no, it
Blue
wasn't.
saga
He
and Boo
literally
kissed
shows
everybody.
up, he gets absorbed, and then Vegeta and Goku have to fuse. Because he's now
Okay.
stronger than them because he absorbed Gohan.
Yeah,
You
no,
remember
I mean,
that?
at that point, Mr. Gohan was the strongest person now.
In existence, and he could
He's
have
the
totally
strongest
blown
person
away
in
Boo,
existence.
but he fumbled
Can't
it
catch ear-
super
earring.
fucking hard.
Yeah, no, he did.
Because
Can't
Gohan's
catch
a
an
fucking
earring.
fumble, and they don't know how to write him properly. But hey, let's ignore
No,
that.
Gohan, because Piccolo said it in Super. Gohan was arrogant,
Yeah, he always was.
which was really
annoying.
true. I mean, that whole fight, like, it wasn't true all the time. Which is in that fight specifically,
Yeah.
he was fucking. I was shocked when I rewatched that fight. I was like,
No, it's stupid. It's one of the
I
coolest
thought it
moments in
was-
the show,
I
turning
thought
into
it-
one of the
I thought it
dumbest.
was Vegeta for a little bit. I was like, I'm not watching Vegeta. But
Then
So
you realize
I
how
got
much
disappointed
Vegeta
towards
fixed.
the end of the second episode because I realized we
I know.
missed the golden opportunity to see
We already-
Teen Go Tanks.
we're already in the second episode.
Yeah, I know. We
Yeah,
missed the golden
we've been in
opportunity in
this
that
episode.
to be like to miss
Yeah.
Teen Go
Well,
Tanks because like,
Team Gotenks was
Would've been
nice.
cool. but
Mhm.
again, the show wouldn't have been as interesting to watch because it would have been Goten and Trunks, and you have no third because Goten and Trunks are pretty close to each other because they've always been friends. So you wouldn't really,
Pam.
you wouldn't really have that third
Well,
there.
they've been family very
Yeah.
much, like in all honesty. But yeah, no, they went to had all the interactions with Pan. But
I don't know. We've never seen a male fuse with a.
A male female what?
a female,
I don't know. You
Mm.
probably just got some herm.
you can probably find
Well,
it.
no,
in
it's
somewhere if you
happened,
look
it's-
hard enough.
Oh, it's it might be in Dragon Ball
Yeah.
Fusions, maybe.
Heroes or Fusion.
Well, no. See, it's happened because the Grand Kai fused with an old witch.
I think that was a lie.
When the fuck did that happen?
That was in Z. The old guy that comes out of the sword.
Are you sure we can even call that canon
I
as
don't
Dragon Ball Z?
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Most of that was filler too, which is a problem. Like huge portions of Z and even Kai are filler, and it's like and non-canon. And it's like, well, what the fuck is he? Anyway,
So, anyways,
so we get the trio, which is Trunks, Goku, and Pan.
okay, just to fill in the gap, everyone, it was supposed to be
No, Trunks, Goku, and useless.
Go Tanks.
It's not useless.
Okay,
Useless stuff.
as you're ready, and snuck into the ship because she was mad because everyone told her she was too weak to go along. Okay,
She's a child.
Yeah,
she's a child.
Goku's younger and was even younger when
The
he was
problem
fighting
is Goku
when he was
looks
fighting
up
Red
at
Ribbon.
her. But the problem
Yes,
is
he had-
she gets mad because Goku looks just as young as her, and she's like,
Looks
I
younger.
ain't weaker than him. Yeah, I'm not weaker than him. You know what I mean? So she got mad and she snuck onto the ship, and basically before Gotenks can get on, she blasted off, so he got left behind.
Oh,
Quite
close
well,
enough, yeah.
asking, telling a girl he couldn't go on a date.
Okay,
with her.
so Poison, you seem to have the
This
biggest
kid
problems with
kinda
Pan.
opened
So
up.
what's your problems with Pan?
I don't know. From what I've seen of her, just a little bit, I don't like her. I just don't. There's just something about her that just peeves me. Maybe it's a voice. I don't know.
Okay.
Just something about her.
So why
And
is
it's
the
something I
rookie
know that's a spoiler
she's a
little bit later.
rookie in
Right,
the
no.
group. That's the whole point of her. She exists
Yeah.
to be trained. That's why Goku's so fine with her being along, because he's thinking, well, she's gotta learn sometime about her powers and shit. And on other planets that aren't Earth, it's probably a better place. So,
Yeah, no chance.
and
we
as long
actually
as he's
will
there,
hear
he's
that.
not really too worried. Because even think about him when he's actually doing stuff, or every time a fight breaks out, he's like, all right, this is serious, you stay back. For real. Like, don't. And she listens whenever it's serious. So, you kind of the whole of the Black Sword Dragon Ball is trying to train these young people, which the whole goal of it anyways was to train the young ones, Trunks and Goten again, to get them more in line. And Goku's probably the best one to do that, because could you even imagine Vegeta being on this fucking ship? Like, it would be the most.
That would have been.
It would have been
Yes,
the
he
most
would blow
boring
up any
show ever. It would
planet
be
that
you would
That's
get 3
what
Dragon
would be
Balls
like.
an episode of him being like, I'm not dealing with this fat piece of shit on this planet. Boom! Give me the fucking ball.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with the economic overlord. Boom! Give me your fucking Dragon Ball.
That would be amazing.
It would be
He would've
so
walked
boring.
Over there, he would have walked over there and just blew up the fucking mansion first off. Okay,
Well, he wouldn't have blown up the mansion, because then he could have blown up the Dragon Ball.
No, because the Dragon Ball can't be destroyed.
They can, because that's why they're. Oh no, that's arguable.
Yeah, they can't be
because then-
destroyed.
Because
Destroyed.
no,
They
they
say that.
can though.
But they literally say they can't be though at the beginning.
The Black Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh well, then that's fine.
that's why they kept them. That's why they kept them there because they couldn't be destroyed, and they just kind of forgot about them over the years.
Yeah, and one of the arguments you said at the beginning was they can't be destroyed.
Yeah, and that's
So you
why
even knew that.
No, Dende. I said Dende couldn't destroy him because Dende is much weaker than King Piccolo.
Doesn't matter. It's like they just said they can't be destroyed. That's what King Kai says. We left them on Earth because they can't be destroyed, and we didn't know what to do with them. You know,
Because
we
they
forgot
just
to
blow up
tell
whatever,
anyone
and
about
somebody's got to deal with it.
it. We forgot to tell anyone
Are you
about
gonna
it
make me fuck
because
off?
it's been so long.
No, Kami knew
Yeah,
about it.
you
He just
planned it.
didn't tell anyone.
Yeah,
Because again,
but
it's one of those things of like, better if these just get forgotten. Better if everyone just forgets where these were. Just pretend.
But anyway, so they couldn't be destroyed. So that's the thing.
Then you have
So-
the most. So we
So
go
he
into
could just
space.
walk up and just pull shit up, and it's like Dragon Ball.
Then you have the episodes everyone for. It becomes white noise in the series.
What?
Kind of like a lot of things with Dragon Ball Z and Super. Just episodes you just forget.
I don't
Like
know.
this
I didn't
all just
forget
kind
any
of
that.
melded.
There's one
It's
episode
kind of
I
all.
forgot.
Reddit, are you online with me? Some of this.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's
Like,
all
it
it
feels
kind of all
like-
melds into one episode.
Especially like in the beginning, like the first 3, like Dragon Balls, like it felt like they spent too much time doing them, and those little like mini arcs were really extended a little long.
You don't remember Dragon Ball.
I understand.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly what I just said.
It's the
Just
same
some
thing,
stuff
though.
you forget about.
Yeah.
Because it was bad.
Well, it wasn't
No.
necessarily bad.
Bad
it just
was
wasn't great, and it was too
25
slow.
episodes doing nothing on Planet Namek. Bad was 10 episodes getting to fucking Planet Namek. And then
Yeah, don't worry about fake
detouring it to fucking fake Namek with the 2 fuckheads.
Fake
It
Namek.
was
They can
so
read their minds.
notable and
Amazing.
annoying that they even did a DBZA on it. And it's like, God.
It was
Fucking,
the
if you want to
best.
talk about filler, this is not the one to be going
No,
off
I
on.
said I don't like the filler in Dragon Ball. I don't like filler.
Honestly, because it's still.
I can
part of it.
bitch about this filler too, Shadow.
Look, just because it might not be as bad, and that's objective. Okay, that is very objective. Does not affect that it's worse or better. Okay, he does have a right to complain about because it is filler. Those episodes did not need to be that long.
I don't know.
We
They
didn't spend that much time.
kind
No,
of
they didn't.
blew
Nowhere
through
near.
it, honestly.
No, they didn't. They spent a lot of
They
time.
didn't.
Which part did they spend a lot of time on? The only one I'm feeling is Ridlow.
Just like literally the planet where they tried to rip them off. They spent a lot of time there talking to the family.
Well, they were just exploring the planet.
Extra time on the run.
Yes, Dragon Ball was exploring. So was the book Journey to the West. The thing the show's based off of.
I understand, but
but it's like in Journey to the West, they just like go into a town and just have 18 pages of just them describing ramen.
They didn't, though. They were just talking about the economic hardships, and then they just were like, all right, well, it's best we don't fuck with the planet, we just leave. But then their ship got impounded, and they're like, well, now we gotta. So they went to leave, and then when they leave immediately after dealing with their ship and getting their ship out. They run into the two grunts, and then get a brief glimpse of the third guy, Legic. There it is, I was looking for the name. Then they run into Legic on the 5th episode, then they actually fight him and get out of the planet.
Yeah, I understand, but it's again, it didn't feel like it needed to be so long. Could have been an episode shorter. That was like 3 episodes.
It felt like it was dragging its feet.
I don't feel like it was dragging its feet at all, though.
It was going at a brisk pace. That's what I'll say. It felt like it was going at a brisk pace. I'll agree with Poise on this one. Like, it felt like it was definitely going on a brisk pace, especially that first one. Like, after that, they kind of sped up a little bit and got better, but that first planet was a brisk.
I didn't get that at all. I thought it was paced completely fine. I felt like I felt like it was pretty on point. The only part that I felt it dragged its feet way too goddamn much was the Rildo fight, where they had a whole episode of Goku just dicking around with Rildo.
I didn't find that bad. I just found that it was kind of went nowhere. And that's the part that made that fight bad. It's like, the fight was fun. I thought Rildo was really cool. His ability was cool. The way they fought was pretty cool. It just ended up going nowhere. You know, it just ends up.
It's just like
fight, and Rildo's like, whatever. When Rildo is literally the planet, so there is no way he can't follow Goku wherever he goes. There's no reason he couldn't be at that building. There's no reason he had to actually even contact it because there's metal in that building, and he was all metal on that planet. That was his whole thing. But we'll get more into that.
If you only had Vegeta, blow the planet up.
Yeah. But anyways, so continue where you were at. Okay, we just finished we were talking about the little mini arc.
We just finished the mini arc.
No.
We're gonna
what are you talking about? Mini arc.
Brisk above it. The 3-episode planet. It's
an entire planet that they got stuck on.
They didn't explore the whole planet. They explored one city on the planet.
No, they also explored the outer reaches of the city because remember, Jiru shows up.
Yeah, but they were never too far from the city. Jiru shows up and they eat the
Dragon Ball. They ate the Dragon Ball radar.
Yeah, but they weren't too far from the city, so. And you can still see the city in the background when they were driving away with their ship. So they weren't that far from the city. So it isn't like they were on the other side of the planet. They explored a very small portion of the planet. They explored mostly a city, and they spent a little bit of time on the outer remnants of a city. It was mostly just them being in the city.
The interior, the exterior, the castle, and then the outside.
Yeah, mostly exploring the city. Yes, they spent a little bit of time on the exterior.
So then you have Legic, which is by far one of the better fights, which is disappointing that Goku's so much stronger. Because he actually has a fighting style, unlike most of the characters, especially now, again, with Super, and they have the problem where everyone just is strong. Legic is one of the few characters who they actually cared about how he's going to fight, and giving him an actual fighting style.
It was definitely visually pleasing, seeing the way he fought. The way of which he was able to pull and use those swords kind of in condom.
Yeah, I think that's more of it. It was like more visually pleasing. Because I can remember like a lot of different fighting styles from Super. It's just none of them were flashy.
Well, they're all the same.
They were all a lot of them were similar though.
It was get big and get strong.
Yeah. There was nothing that really like stood out.
You were big and stronger, you were fast. Or you're one of the most infuriating fights of the series, cough cough Tien. I'm this trained martial artist with years of strategy under my belt. I'm gonna run at the sniper. I'm gonna make a lot of me and just run at him.
Yeah. Hey, they need to throw the multiform in there somewhere. Now, does that make sense? Because if I remember correctly, the multiform is a technique from Turtle.
And I'm not gonna throw the clone of me off the cliff. I'm gonna throw me off the cliff.
And again, just the weird part is Tien shouldn't be able to do the multi-form technique because that's a dragon, it's a turtle style technique.
He trained with Roshi for a bit.
He's trained style though.
Yeah, no, but he also learned from Roshi for a brief period.
Did he learn from Roshi? He was a villain in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he learns from Roshi for a bit because he becomes a good guy after the. I think after Goku beats his ass. I don't know. I don't know. That's a long time ago. That was old Dragon Ball 2. That's before Piccolo becomes a big threat.
Yeah.
I think he's looming in the background.
Yeah, that was right before King Piccolo. You had Tien and Vampire Child.
Episode 6, we immediately go into a giant planet where everything's big as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And you see one inhabitant on the entire planet. Pan gets taken off, and Trunks decides to make a pun with Goku of like, "Did you find her, Trunks?" He's like, "I think she'll be fine." It's like, come on.
That wasn't Trunks, that was Goku.
No, that was Trunks. Trunks unveils the bee and sees it's a bee, and he's like, "She's a little shaken up, but I think she'll be fine." And emphasizes on the bee. And then Goku's like, "What are you talking about? Pan isn't a bee. Stop being silly, Trunks." Then the Dragon Ball gets lodged in the giant's cavity. And they punch out the tooth. And the giant is like, "Oh my god, this sucks." And then it's like, I guess it's fine now.
Better now. I don't have that giant cavity.
Now I have that was a huge fucking cavity. Like in reality, if you could fucking see it on the top of your tooth, it's fucking huge. That means it's all that's like all the way into the root almost at that point.
Yep. That must have been agonizing to eat with that. You're like even having saliva in your mouth must have hurt at that point. God.
Next episode, Trunks becomes a beautiful bride.
Yeah.
Yep. That was awkward.
That was
the wooja guy.
We love putting Dragon Ball. Well, we love putting men in drag, and he's like, in that count.
And girls also in drag.
You know, because they did kill. She's just Broly in drag.
Yeah.
But we just like putting men in drag.
Trunks becomes a beautiful bride, and they go through the whole thing. This person's gonna do something. We know he's gonna blow up the volcano, and we're gonna get our village overrun. Why don't you move the village, man? We can't.
No, because he's just gonna show up and move.
If Trunks doesn't man up and have sex with this creepy alien.
Hey, he take one for all of mankind.
No, he's still got the pink hair. He doesn't have the blue one. He doesn't super.
So, yeah, but anyway,
it
was more the about the Lord. I can't remember his name. It was like every time his whiskers moved, it was an earthquake.
Yeah.
That was the whole premise of that one. That was So that was his whole premise. Like whenever and yeah. And then you find out it's like
he gets drunk and shit, and the world starts spinning for him.
I can sense the earthquake.
You just had to join in.
Just imagining like really long periods of times, like, "You're getting me really upset. I'm gonna start an earthquake anytime now." Just
now pull down your pants and let me lick your junk.
Then
do it.
Trunks to the stall. They get out, and then somebody steals the Dragon Ball, which is shockingly fine. I remember the Porporo brothers are another contestable point in Dragon Ball, but were shockingly more fine than I remembered.
Yeah.
Trunks becomes a beautiful. I'm missing something here. Oh yeah, the scene where they do this joke a lot. No, not too much. A couple times, but where Pan says "Grandpa" to Goku, and he's just sitting there like, "That's weird. We start small, get old and tall, and then we shrivel. Guess you guys do the opposites." That's really weird. But he just kind of accepts it. He's like, aliens. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, after, Frieza saga, what did he do? He did spend a couple years on an alien planet eating aliens. And
that was Bardock. Bardock was eating rocks.
Goku with the Yardai. Goku literally was being fed Yardai. And then they taught him their special technique.
So you have the Parapara brothers. And Parapara brothers come from a culty background, which I forgot about almost entirely.
Fine. They remind me of Those weird three guys with like stretchy with like the water latex and fairy tales reminded me of that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Those are always dealt with. Yeah.
No, they reminded me of old Dragon Ball villains like Devilman,
No,
where they have one weird power. And that weird power isn't physically strong, but it captivates you or does a specific thing. So it's where like you could have Devilman could insta-kill Majin Buu or Frieza. If the Devilman existed. Because Dragon Ball was back when a gag show existed, so gag characters were a thing.
And gag characters are broken. But hey, in Super they brought back the gag characters.
They brought back one gag character.
They did.
And it's the... Some people like her. Ariel? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she's fine. I think her jokes are a bit lame, but
You're talking about these people, right? Give it a second.
I don't...
Yes.
You never watched Fairy Tail.
You didn't watch Fairy Tail. Yes, them.
Yeah.
Yes. They kind of reminded me of them with the way they acted.
Yeah, but
that's a archetype in Japanese
I know it is.
fiction or
I
whatever.
know it's just a general like archetype. I understand that. But
Where it's like three brothers, and you have the one tall, handsome one, then you have the one short, stubby one.
You mean the Three Stooges?
Three Stooges, yeah.
Well, that's the American
one. Yeah. Well,
and I don't really think that like any of the Stooges were handsome. I don't really.
Mo was intended to be.
Shadow, look at that image. Do any of those look handsome to you?
I'm assuming it's the top middle one, but they're all beat to shit, so I'm assuming it's after they got the shit kicked out of them.
No, they still don't.
No, that's actually before they got the shit kicked out of them.
I find that hard to believe.
Those are their cheeks.
I find that to be a lie, because one of them has a cheek on his eye then.
Yep. They're called the Big Butts Bros.
Shadow. They did this to one of the most powerful characters in that universe. And they beat her. In
JoJo, the dog jumps on people's faces and farts. That's an attack in the game. That's a canon attack.
Yeah.
Yes, Iggy's awesome.
Certain Japan authors are not above their farty humor.
Yes. Yes. They won't go below the belt to make a joke. Anyways, okay,
they will go behind it, though.
They will, but anyways, let's continue where we were going.
I like the Para Brothers culty background a lot, because I forgot that that's where it came from.
Yeah, it was...
It made the characters make a lot more sense. Because they don't actually want to do this, they're kind of being forced to.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think every character needs to make sense. Though. Like, gag characters don't need to make sense. They were more gag characters. You know what I mean? Boys, stop posting pictures of that. Okay? They're getting more rated R every picture. Anyways, I don't think they all need to be explained for us. Like, sometimes it's just to throw in a gag character for the sake of a gag character. That's what Dragon Ball did, and it was good most.
No, Dragon Ball explained them, though.
To a little bit.
They gave Ariel her, like, whole backstory and stuff.
They did give Ariel, yes. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's good just to throw in a gag character. That's fine. If you're not
and in Street Fighter.
They did. They were mostly explaining the cult background to bring them back to the cult planet. So, where they could get more of the Dragon Balls.
I understand, but it's like, it could have just been a gag character just to be a gag character. Like Team Rocket blasting off again. Where they eventually get their
out. No, that was early, dude. Yeah, they had a huge amount of fucking shit in the first season.
So,
of like how they're fucking, they were the most intrinsic group in the Rocket Organization or some shit. And the fucking master, the dude with the fucking Giovanni.
I love
Giovanni.
I love when the other Team Rocket shows up, and every time they don't do the thing, it's like just change are just so off on the thing. They say like reverse, and they just go completely different directions. That was always funny.
So you have the whole Star Wars thing where they go into the planet, the ship with the the asteroid with the worms. They go, oh god, there's a bunch of really fucking strong worms here.
Bunch of giant angry worms. God.
And they're stuck in it and they fly in, and I thought like, huh, I wonder why they all don't have their masks on, and they're like, oh, it's a Star Wars thing. Because when they went on that planet, they didn't have any masks on when they left their fucking ship anyways.
No, because every planet in space has an ozone layer. The government's been lying to us.
Even though it's a rock. Just
Doesn't matter.
We're on a rock right now, Shadow.
Anything in space.
no,
is
but
technically
this
a
rock has
That's the
organisms
sun.
that create oxygen.
Yeah, that rock.
That unless the worms are farting oxygen,
Yeah, you don't know they're not.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
know
a
their
possibility.
biology.
Technically,
They're
That's a
throwaway
possibility.
characters.
You know.
So you have the Power
We should- we
Brothers
should
that
go
sneak
to
in
the
after
planet and
they.
steal some of those bugs. Now fix our ozone layer.
Yeah,
They just fart out a better ozone layer.
yeah, do the opposite of what the dinosaurs
Maybe the
did.
rocks produce oxygen. You don't know.
I don't.
Oh, who
I don't,
knows?
I don't think this is oxygen not included. Is that what it's called? I think so.
We can only be assumptive.
Power
We can
Brothers
be completely right.
Attacking on the rocks come in after, do the dance
Yes.
technique, which people knew, saw in Xenoverse, and were like, where the fuck's this from? Well, if you didn't know, now you know. Came from GT.
Knowings have
This
to
knowledge is going to be soon repressed.
Remember, people, to truly troll, you must be a pure stamina Namekian and just do the damn power dance. Remember.
Leave them
Just-
open for an
just
ultimate
troll
every
off.
time. Refuse to let them
You
get
do
hit.
it in 1v1. You just hold them for the duration of the match.
Make the fight go 30 minutes, win by DC.
Exactly.
Hit them once in the power dance.
No, you win by them quitting.
He's making troll out.
You would not beat them in a fight
It's
of
like
this
what I
town.
do in Pokemon TCG where I start a match and then AFK and get the free wins.
Banjiro got sucked up in the Power Brothers ship. Go back to the home planet with the cultists. We get to Lord. I have it somewhere.
Lewd.
Lewd.
No, not Lord
Lude.
Lude. The guy before Lord Lude.
Not as lewd.
The man
No,
who
PG-13.
has the controller.
the guy with the whip. Shit.
Lord PG-13.
What are you talking about? Not PG-13.
He's
If anything, it was more closer to R with the subject matter that he was covering.
Oh yeah.
We're just gonna change. We're gonna remove the clothing now. Every time we got close.
I don't need clothes.
Ben got turned. Oh, the Cardinal Moochie Moochie was his name. There it is.
Moochie Moochie.
Moochie moochie.
Yeah, the Power Brothers are all scared of the Moochie Mooch because he could just turn fuckers into dolls with Lord
Yes.
Lude.
Lude's
Or
power.
Lord Lude would turn people into dolls. Moochie Moochie would just hold them still.
Mhm.
And then the dolls will be sucked up into Lord Lude to power him up.
Yes.
Because apparently Dr. Mew has a fetish for babies. Or the young-looking characters. He thinks it all has to be young and perfect.
In the action figure. Hey man, like, come on now.
And Cardinal Moochie Moochie turned into an alien. Moochie Moochie turned into an alien, but not an alien. From the movie.
Wait,
But
wasn't
an
Moochie
alien from
Moochie
Alien.
already an alien, technically?
He was technically an alien.
Yeah.
He was
So he
But he got
turned
turned
into what he
into
was
an
already?
alien. An alien's alien, but not the alien from the Alien movie. An alien from Alien. Alien.
Is that like a man's man? An alien's alien?
No, it's aliens. An alien's alien is the alien, the xenomorph. That's an alien's alien, which is the problem that modern culture now has, because when you say alien, sometimes people will just think of that.
Or I think of
Well, obviously you don't think of anything because you're not saying anything. So you just didn't
looking
think
at
of anything.
images.
He has to really think about what he's thinking about, okay?
Yeah. Where is it? Give me a sec. You got
Lord Lude gets turned on. Is being turned. Yeah.
the Trunks.
Lord Lude is being turned. No, not by Trunks. Lord Lude gets turned on, which if you didn't know he was a robot would sound odd. But you know he's a robot, so it's fine. And you have
He don't.
the con man, which I forget his name, but he's not really that important. He exists to creep on Pan, is basically it.
Yeah, and introduce Dr. Mew.
Yeah. He's the Anrildo.
Yeah.
That's a reason for
I
existing.
remember they started with an N.
Dr. Amped lewd to its final level by... Oh, his name was
Max
Delphaki.
Lewd. Saki?
Delphaki.
Dosaki, that's what it was, yeah.
Dr. Amped lewd to its final level by making him absorb Delphaki and Pan in next episode 13. There was Pan and Delphaki and they were making him suck it in.
There, yes.
And then Pan wakes up, pissed off, so she wakes up because she's a Saiyan and she's powerful, and that's just what they do. What?
This guy.
Guido?
I don't know his name.
Sounds from Moki Moki.
That's from fucking
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
That's what I think. And I think Alien.
Moki Moki.
Moki Moki.
I think Alien movie. Or he's got a little thing in his mouth, like his tongue is like.
Yeah, Alien from Aliens.
Yes. He's got the little alien and the big alien. Broken. Almost as broken as Alien Colonial Marines. The video game.
No, don't bring up that atrocity.
Hey, someone managed to fix the AI to xenomorph by fixing a typo.
Not entirely.
No, it fixed that enemy's AI, and it actually fights properly now when you fix that typo. Most of the time. Most of the time.
Well, in certain areas it just doesn't react still.
Yeah, in certain areas.
You still have problems, but in the intro scene, it usually reacts better.
Why are we talking about Alien Colonial Wars? I've repressed these numbers already.
Alien Colonial Marines.
Yeah, so talking about
it was a game that I beat and then never played again.
You actually played the game? Oh,
yeah,
God,
I beat it.
I played it for like 20 minutes.
I heard the name, and then I stopped.
It has like a 3-hour story. You can plow through it in like one sitting easy. It's not... And because the AI is incompetent, it's not hard.
Yeah, Destiny was supposed to have a enriching story.
No, remember they said they wanted people to complain about too much story.
Oh, yeah. Then you get the people who were like, oh, you can't do
too much story, eh?
This is for your This is for your own good. We're not releasing this for you guys.
Well, how did I
no Scalebound
faster in Destiny 2 than Destiny 1? Yeah, no, that was for our good.
Scalebound. It still might be in development, though.
No, it's not.
It might be.
It's not.
There's
no,
still
Microsoft
those rumors are circulating.
Microsoft stopped funding it. It's not in development.
And then we have Anthem coming out.
There would have been
about video games for a bit.
If it would have been leaked,
Anthem's just not gonna run.
Anthem's just terrifying thought because it's EA and it's a video game.
Yeah, no, it's EA, but I want it to be good.
Yeah, because you don't want BioWare to get shut down.
Yes, because if this game fails,
I want BioWare to get shut down at this point. I don't care. Like, I don't want the people to lose their jobs, but I don't care about them anymore. Like, they're not the company I loved anymore. They're nowhere even close to it.
They're not. I mean, only like 60% of the executive staff is left. But that's not the point here.
Like, they're the people are like, oh no, the BioWare logo, it means quality. No, they've released like 10 shit games in a row. What do you mean?
There are at least 10 shit games.
One last one that they didn't release is Mass Effect Andromeda, but that was a different company.
No, that was BioWare Montreal. That was a different branch of Montreal. Same company.
Yeah.
It's just a different studio.
And it wasn't even
fully
made by them because it had to be fucking outsourced to even get done on time.
Was because they started on what was it? Frostbite engine. They started on the Unreal Engine, made most of the game. Then EA said, "Hey, we got this great game we're working on, but it uses the Frostbite engine, and we want you to use your game to try it out." And this was 18 months before the release. And if you're into gaming, it's not. If you're in the game program, it's not the easiest thing to take game from one game engine to another game engine and not have it be a broken mess.
Yeah, which it was.
My
face is tired.
And they only had 18 months.
I don't even understand that shit. Like, there was so much worse shit that they could talk about.
Yes, but that was...
It just pops out. Like, that pops out so hard.
There's just so much worse, though. It's like...
But Shadow, I can't continue this. My face is...
I know, you're a meme lord. I get it.
Yeah.
That's your only thought process is memes. I get it.
No.
Public opinion is the only opinion that matters.
Okay, name something worse, Shadow. In the conversations. Let's see your comedy gold.
What?
I said, say something worse from that game.
Something worse from that game?
in the conversations, specifically.
How about the fact that you call it a Mass Effect game, but you literally have bandits who are selling guns to cannibals not 20 fucking feet from the building, and there's a whole mini quest around a sister saying, oh no, you have to save my sister, even though she's willingly making guns and selling it to raiders who are finding people and eating people, and you can't just, and you go into the building and there's just fucking blood everywhere all over the fucking walls, there's corpses hanging from the fucking ceiling from chains, and she's like, oh no, I'll let you go, woman who sold guns to those fucking people. Yeah, no, how about I shoot you? How about that's the more appropriate fucking response, because you get shot. Or I bring you in chains to the fucking council city, so I fucking get you arrested and put into sentence to death for fucking treason. How about that, you fucking idiot? I'm not gonna fucking let her walk away.
I didn't play that mini quest.
It's one of the fucking worst examples of the whole fucking writing in the game.
It's a respect quest for the human.
It's the whole fucking purpose of, like, you don't want... Like, they shouldn't have called it a Mass Effect. They just
no, if it didn't have the Mass Effect game...
Because it's not Mass Effect at all. It's just not.
Yeah, it probably would have done...
It has the same universe and has the same abilities, but apart from that, it could be called Andromeda, and it would have been considered a better game. Because I would have expected the writing just to be worse if they stripped Mass Effect from the title.
No. It wasn't that the game was Mass Effect and it made bad. It was when they released it.
It was EA forcing it out too early.
No. It was just that there was too many other games released at this
time. That was the lie that the developer said to, like, hide it off.
There was too many other good games going out, like Nier.
That's never an excuse. That's never an excuse. The only time it's an excuse is when you release too many things too close together. Like if you're a shooter and you release next to Call of Duty or Battlefield, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's when you release next to something that's doing the same thing with a bigger name.
That's just like, known more. It's like you're not gonna.
Overwatch.
It's or Medal of Honor releasing next to Call of Duty. I wonder which is gonna sell. It's like
no, that makes more sense. But it's like if you put the Mass Effect name, which is a big world brand, well-renowned game name out, maker name out there. The game name. The name people who don't even own an Xbox. No Mass Effect. PlayStation players know what Mass Effect is. You know what I mean? It's a sci-fi, third-person shooter RPG. You know, PlayStation players know it, and they're the most self-centered players out there. My personal opinion. I apologize to you for the PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation's better.
You know, so they all know that. So when you're releasing a game with that name in it, you can't say there was Nier Automata or a Legend of Zelda game. Mass Effect's name is
it was specific. He said specifically Wind Waker.
It's like that's a different console entirety, though.
Yeah, but it was the only reason we failed.
It wasn't. We know this.
It was the only reason.
It's
the same thing as the Aliens Colonial Marine guy coming out and saying, well, no, it wasn't that bad.
Critiques aren't fair. No. Alien Colonial Marine, our expectations were too high based on all of the other stuff they've shown us that was not accurate to the game.
We wonder that was only trumped by No Man's Sky.
Supposedly it fixed itself.
It slowly started to, but the rating, but the presence of the game is so negative at this point. Back to the show.
The mixed reviews actually. It's gotten back up there.
But here's the thing about this, by the way. Do we want to continue this? Because this is just about to be the end of season 1.
No, it's not. We're halfway through.
No, we're at episode 9, aren't we?
What?
Yeah, we're pretty far. We're in double digits actually.
We're in like 13.
We're already on the 4.
Yeah.
10,
season 1 ends at 16.
No, it doesn't.
We're doing 25 episodes.
No, it's your.
We're going to watch 25 episodes. Hey.
We did.
Hey, so that's the next conversation. I'll show you.
Watch 30-something episodes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Go continue talking. Next topic.
After Lord Lude, you get the fight with the machine, and Goku and Pan have to time the shots and hit the heart exactly. And then you have the whole jokes with Goku doesn't know how to count, back from Dragon Ball. Like he's not good with numbers because Gohan never really taught him very well. Because again, child in the desert, in the middle of nowhere, hit his head too, so all the pre-programming got kicked out. So he's just sitting there like, I don't know numbers really. Can we not do numbers? It'd be good if we couldn't do numbers. I'll do it fine, trust me. So you beat Lude, and they introduce you to the Dr. Mew at the end of that episode, which is just kind of a shadowy figure a bit. No, because the moment Delthaki gets sucked up, they show full frontal. Well,
Yeah, they show
yeah,
his
no.
whole, his
So
whole
it's fine.
thing. Mhm.
So he's
Well,
actually
they show him like this whole picture before then. Like when he's yelling at him, they do
Yeah.
cut to Dr. Beale. It isn't like he's this black figure on the screen. He's
well, at first
can
they were
see
framing it that way.
well, I'm just saying, like
No.
the second he gets mad at him, he's like, "You awaken, Lord Lude?
Yeah.
He's not have back strength. Why would you do that?" He started that. They revealed his picture.
By the way, did you guys like Lord Luke's design?
Or what?
No,
No?
I didn't.
I didn't even
No,
hear
he
what you
looked like
said.
Romana from Smite. It was horrible looking.
Yeah, Lord Luke's design.
It was design? No. It was a Mew creation that was low tier. It was intended just to be beat. Those villains pop up all the time in Dragon
Yeah, no,
Ball
we were
Z,
just saying, like,
GT,
do you-
Super.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about like
Purely
his.
about the design, how he
No, it looked shitty. It was a baby toy.
looked. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it's just
I don't
curious.
like Mew's theme really. Of his personal creations, I think they kind of look shitty. But the other ones though look fine. Like his high tier ones, I think look fine. Rildo's a bit action figure-y, but eh.
He
I'll
made
pass
Giro,
it.
right?
Yeah, he made Giro. He's one of his designs.
Okay.
Little
Yeah.
ball box.
I didn't know it was him or.
That's why they keep making the joke during the thing of like, wow, you're going to be the most decorated one of your kind. Because they don't really do much.
Astringent
Eh.
ever. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty impressive thing he did. And all
Yeah.
lit off getting multiple Dragon Balls to walk right into Dr. Mew's hand.
And a bunch of strong people so he can turn them into mutants.
Yeah.
Eh.
I mean, it doesn't matter even if they did try. That's still pretty damn impressive. That's probably more impressive than anything General Rildo
Yeah.
did. Okay, in all honesty, let's be honest here.
Episode 15, they make the stupid fucking joke. Is the only thing I wrote down on this episode was that Pan can't cook. Because of course. Why
Yes.
can't she cook?
What do
Question
you
mark.
mean? Well, she's like 7, dude.
Yeah, I know.
She's
but
also never been. Like,
It's like, why do you need to make
no,
this
she's
joke?
Gohan's child. She
It's
would be good.
so fucking common. I hate this joke. It's so annoying.
It's more acceptable in this case because
She's 7. It makes more sense,
Yeah.
yes. But it's still,
fine.
that's not the reason it's being written in. It's being written in because it's
No, I
fucking...
understand. I understand why it's being like,
But she's 7.
but she's 7. So you can let this one go. You can give them a slide on this one. You just don't laugh at it like I didn't. Yeah, you just don't find the joke funny.
No one laughs at this joke.
No need to go on a tangent. Okay, like what was like the last episode. Okay. We're on a 20-minute tangent about the cooking episode.
I don't think it was 20 minutes, but it was definitely long.
It was.
But that was actually a
Yeah.
big part of the show, though, sadly.
Okay, it's like nah.
No, that was a big part of the show because there was a whole 2 episodes around it. Like, oh, we need to make
No.
sure she
It
cooks
was
well.
literally
And,
one episode.
and then
That
you
was
get
one
the
episode.
ending of the other episode. It's like, oh, she made me the cookie.
That was literally one episode. The cooking thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's shown a little bit like in the second season.
Right on the second season.
Yeah, no, I know.
But again, it's like it was one episode. Shadow, you're exaggerating on that.
But no, I think he's just mixing it in.
Anyway, Pan can't cook. Ha 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 ha. LOL.
Next
Bad
one's the
joke
Pan and
insert
Desert
here.
Planet Jiru.
Planet.
On the desert planet, where she runs off to go find the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, because you get mad because she doesn't want to treat her like a kid, knowing she's freaking 7.
They have
Sorry.
the,
Even Goku acted like a kid. He's sitting there playing around his hide. Trunks is the only one not acting like a kid.
Goku is a kid. He's always been a kid.
Shut up, some Wukong.
He's literally always been a kid. Oh god, I didn't mean that. I mean Kakarot. Oh no. I mean Goku. Yeah, hi Trunks. Oh, thank god he didn't notice.
Roll with it. Ugh.
The worst part about Jiru and Pan... The worst part about the
Right,
Jiru and Pan
Jiru.
Desert Planet was probably the fucking, There's one plot hole of, like, Goku doesn't notice that they leave, even though Goku probably should have if he was looking for energy. Whatever. There was, since I always usually point these out, there was one terrible... Like, the only time the show really looks bad, even though... Which is shocking, considering how fucking old the damn show is. I mean, it was made, like, 90s, 80s almost? Like,
Early
fuck.
2000s.
Early.
No, it was
super-
early 2000s. It
Are you
was
sure?
2000.
What was the Japanese release?
2001 is my guess. That is my guess.
Oh God, no! It's taking me to the Funimation website. No, it was 1996.
I was born this year.
It was 1996.
Yeah, 96. I'm like, man, it's just
yeah, it was a super fucking old show.
Wow, only went 1 year.
When was
Supers?
What's Super? Dragon Ball Z's first release date.
Fucking God. That's early 90s. I don't. That's has to. Oof.
So it started in 1989 and it ended in 90.
Yeah, Jesus. I thought it was like early, like 1990, but it was even earlier.
G only started 3 months after Z ended.
Got it out quick.
Yeah,
they kept shit running. Unlike some things. Hey, let's release 2 movies and then redo the movies.
Calm down. Don't worry. Kai
came out and is still coming out.
That's released. That's
Drew and Pan on the Desert Planet when they get that was the episode where they talked about Pan and Pan's getting more calmed down and Jiru actually accepting Jiru.
And
Jiru became a valuable member, more valuable member. And then the next episode, Jiru betrays everybody.
Nani?
His home planet, and he gets encountered to General Rildo. Just fine. He's a fine antagonist for, like, as far as they go. The filler, which I don't know if Rudded saw the intro of Dragon Ball GT.
Alright, let's get the intro because spoilers.
Yeah. It's literally one of the worst songs.
I agree with Poison on that nature, like the amount of fillers they put in. Like
it was the intro is a problem in GT because it was literally it feels like a director was sitting there, like an executive was like, how do we make this entertaining for the kids? We need to make this entertaining for children. How do we make it entertaining? Don't show the fun, goofy stuff. Show like weird screaming that's not keytoned. Let's show these fucking characters that are big and buff and then punching. And it's like, you're showing Gogeta, you're showing Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you're showing Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you're showing baby Vegeta, you're showing great Super Saiyan Vegeta. It's like, what the fuck is happening? I remember watching that as a kid and always being so disappointed because I knew what was coming. Because they flubbed that so unbelievably hard.
Yeah, no. That's a big issue with a lot of intros for anime, and that's why I can't watch a lot of intros.
I listened to the song once.
You didn't on GT.
Can't.
I know I did it on GT. Sometimes I listen to the intro music.
Speaking of music, there was one song that I particularly liked when they were exploring the planet song. That was a good song. They also have 2 different fight themes, which are pretty unnotable, but Dragon Ball fight themes usually, unless it's a fucking massive moment, which they don't really have.
I thought the Dragon Ball fight music was just.
Well, the Dragon Ball fighting music is usually ripped straight from other songs illegally, which is why.
Well, I mean, the best songs are when they use their intro. Ironically.
Hey, that intro from Super was amazing.
Well, usually, like, most of it, like, when they rip intros for Z, it also works pretty well and all.
I forget Z's intro music.
Oh, we also have, my numbers got messed up somewhere in here, but you start to fight the General Rildo. And they fight back, it's General Rildo, and they're just kind of wandering around, then you get attacked by the Sigma Force again for the second time. Where Goku is actually fighting the Sigma Force for reality and Goku. And they don't understand how Saiyans work of like, why aren't you just using your full power immediately? We're holding back. It's like, cause you're not worth it. And they get really pissed off.
The fight.
It was like, cause I could beat you if I went full power? I don't know, what do you mean?
Testing. Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, my mic just fucked up.
So you have the Sigma Force, which is, yeah, they're still running off the Guinea Force, but they always have the trios and triumphants and shit. That's usually the thing. I mean, they had Mr. Black and the group in Dragon Ball, the fucking Nazi group. God, they were so annoying.
Culture Senpai, Culture Senpai.
You have, then he fights back. Oh, yeah. Here's the thing that pisses a lot of people off, where Goku states that General Rildo is more powerful than Majin Buu.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Majin Buu isn't strong. That was never Majin Buu's biggest worry. The worry about Majin Buu was that he was immortal, practically, because it was almost impossible to stop and he had unlimited energy at that level. Whereas everyone else would get tired and beaten out, Majin Buu had to be completely overpowered in one big blow. And even then, you had to overpower him a lot to completely wipe him out. Majin Buu is strongest when he's Fat Buu. He's just the least amount of focused. He's most dangerous when he's Super Buu because he still has a bit of his strength, but not a whole ton. But he can still absorb people and get their powers temporarily and get way stronger than what he was. Because when you look at it, Vegito is fighting. Who does Majin Buu have inside of him? Piccolo, Gotenks, Gohan, which is the most important one, Gohan. But he has the power of all these fucking three. Well, technically four. But he has the power of all these three people. And one of them, I think, is still fused? Or does he defuse and just get weaker?
I think he lets
they defuse and he gets weaker.
When he eats people, they defuse, just like what Vegeta. That's one of the things.
Well, no, because here's the thing.
He still uses Buu Kamikaze attack, though. He uses the Super Buu Kamikaze attack.
Yeah.
He still has all the attacks.
He gets the...
Doesn't he get him longer? Hold on. I remember Super Saiyan 3 Majin Buu. Super Saiyan...
No. So, when Majin Buu ate fused Gotenks, he got the clothes, so to indicate that he got their power when they were fused.
Yeah, no, they were still fused for a bit after he consumed them. Yeah, because he still has the Portara, not the Portara, but the fucking Mangetto. Oh, I forget what the outfit's called that you have when you fuse with the fusion dance. He still has that outfit, and he's got a super long back tail thing on his head, whatever that thing he has on his head. So that's when he absorbs Gohan. That's the strongest Super Buu is. That's the strongest Super Buu gets. Period. He's actually really weak when he's a child. It's just Goku and Vegeta are fucking exhausted because they've been fighting him for all of Super Buu. And that's where he's the most dangerous because he's not going to dick around with him like in Super Buu, where you could fuck with him and say, Piccolo and say, no, just hold off for a bit. Your strong fight's coming. If you just wait here a bit. You can't do that with Kid Buu. Kid Buu's just going to kill you. So, Buu actually wasn't really much stronger than Cell. When he got to kid form, he was a lot stronger than Cell at kid form. But when you're talking about power jumps, like, it's nowhere near even close to Frieza to Cell, for instance. He's not really that much stronger. So to say, oh, this person's as strong as Majin Buu, that's fine. But that's beatable for most people in existence. Like, almost everybody, most people on Earth that are strong fighters could beat him. I'm saying the Saiyans here. I'm not saying like Goku, Vegeta, maybe even Trunks.
No, Trunks would.
Trunks did not beat him.
No.
The only reason
I mean, he would have to go SS2, but he probably could.
The wizard.
Definitely, if they had Gotenks fusion, they definitely would be able to beat him. Even if they weren't able to do Super Saiyan 3 anymore, I think they would still be able to stomp him just cause.
Well, that's because Gotenks, when they were children, Ian were able to beat him.
No, because they were dumb kids. At one point,
they were the strongest.
They were dumb kids, though. That was the reason.
Yeah, that he was able to live. Yeah.
They dicked around too long, which is a trend.
Yeah. So he was the strongest one in their group at that time. He was stronger than Vegeta. They were stronger fused because they could achieve Super Saiyan 3, but I don't know who was stronger between them and Goku.
They were stronger than Goku at that point.
Yeah.
They were not stronger than Vegito, but they were stronger than Goku.
Yeah, they were stronger than their parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Vegeta would have probably stunned him just because when you get to Vegito, you get Mastered Saiyan. And the Mastered Saiyan is basically where you can stay in that form forever and you have very little drain for the form. So you're just stronger than the form above when you're early. which is kind of the problem with Super Saiyan 3 because it takes forever to learn and blah, 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 blah. Where it's like Super Saiyan 2 is actually more valuable right now because I don't have a drain, whereas if I go 3, I got like a minute. So, might as well just fight in 2.
Or also the screen for 5 minutes. And then get, like,
well, he doesn't have to do that after the... Well, he does have to do it someday, but
he doesn't have to do it after the first.
Hmm? Well, he's going to go 3 again in GT later. That's later.
Yeah, but he has 4 GT, so...
Yeah, but 4 also has its own unique transformation, which is... That's later, though.
That's it.
So Goku fights to be... Goku states that real is more powerful. That's where I was at. True strength, regenerative capabilities, not as pure brute strength alone. So ability to be strong as much time, but it just felt like... Nips somebody screaming in the butt right now. Goku went Super Saiyan and Rildo went Metal Rildo. When they got serious, and Metal Rildo is basically the first form of it. He has 2 forms of it. One where he's fused with the planet, and the other where he just takes the Sigma Force.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And reconstructs himself. And he's like, I'm stronger. And then Goku's like, I already beat the Sigma Force. This isn't actually that bad. And then grabs the drill and he's like, ah! And he's like, okay, this is actually a bit stronger. I was like, I'll just put more energy into it. Just beats him, and then he has to go into the planet. Trunks, though, had a plan the whole time and is currently sneaking around on Lord New or Mew's ship. Planet. Ship? Ship. Planet. Ship planet. The area Mew is. Which is a ship.
You also skipped that whole thing of how Pam was trying to invade the ship over and over again.
Yeah. She gets kicked out.
Yeah, not useless.
That was hysterical. That was like my favorite part of that episode. No, honestly, that was just so funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back. I'm
gonna beat your ass when I get back in there.
And then she introduces the robot. I was like, but how many times do I gotta do this? It's like,
and she's saying she gets getting pissed off every time she gets kicked out, and just keeps coming back more pissed off. And Giro's getting actually worried because, like, sooner or later she's just actually gonna blow me up. She ain't gonna talk to me.
Giro, she might get to me. Giro, oh god, Giro.
I don't know. Giro was a mixed bag for me.
Yeah, he was love. He had his moments.
He had his.
My opinion with Giro, yeah, he had his moments.
Because if I saw this like 2 weeks ago, if I remember, Giro gets blown up.
No.
So, no?
It doesn't get blown up.
No.
No, is that someone else? Does a robot get blown up?
I mean, a ton of them get blown up, especially by Pan, but...
An important robot get blown up.
Important robot?
No, I was thinking of the Giro Force. I was thinking of the
Sigma Force,
Sigma Force.
Yeah, yes. Sigma Force. I was thinking about them.
Yeah.
Being sucked up into him.
Well, the clones of the new production line version of the Sigma
Newest
Force.
Versions of
Factory
Sigma.
expected immediately blow up. Shit.
Yeah, that's what I remembered.
Rildo is everywhere, as Metal Rildo that is, where he can just basically where Rildo gets to transform into basically anything. Because anything that he turns into metal, he can just move through.
I really don't like his name.
Rildo?
No, what do you mean?
You can change one word and it becomes
Rillo?
one letter.
Yeah,
no,
I mean
dildo.
Rildo.
Yeah.
Changes. Yeah.
I mean, he's got a drill.
No.
If you like drill functions.
Yeah.
He does. He'll twist it in you real good.
Ribs for her pleasure.
Trunks dies in 21. You get the interesting scene of Trunks dying. Everyone being very freaked out. And Trunks be like, "Why are you sad?"
Just wish me back, fuckers.
You guys can just wish me back, you douchebags.
And then we're like, "Oh my god, he's actually dead." And then it's like, nah, this was a plan.
We need an explanation, please.
And he had the whole plan of getting to Mew. And he got to Mew, and he was looking for Mew. What was he looking for? He was looking for Mew's secret.
Mew's secret, yeah.
He wanted to make sure Mew couldn't get to his secret.
Because Giro told him about rumors.
His dark secret is what they refer to.
Yeah, his baby.
Basically, the super strong robot that's going to replace all of them.
His baby, who's the goo.
Which was baby.
We get to 22, where Baby comes out.
I really wish Baby had better music.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more to it.
No. So when he got introduced, I wish they did a.
When he got introduced as a joke though, like he wasn't a fighter, he wasn't a developed war.
No. I wish he had a more. He gets introduced to like 80s rock music, or it's just like baby.
Introduce them from Rolling Stones, man.
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
Kind of like how Crazy Diamond gets. No, not Crazy Diamond.
Okay,
But
don't compare
How
to
dare you
JoJo.
mention JoJo, sir? We don't want Shadow to go on a tangent. You should know this. We've had enough tangents this episode.
I like JoJo though. I'm on part 4. I've already finished part 1 and 2.
Baby comes. Dr. Mew dies, and Baby reveals, "Oh, I was the one who was actually giving you all those plans and ideas."
Baby, that's after
they launched the ship and they
killed Baby.
They don't really kill him, bud, because all the Mew mutations are durable.
They killed him. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Thought they killed him.
They thought they popped because he just. Which, if you take it another concept, the 3 heroes gather around to shoot a child with guns. Shoot the child with guns. And then leave.
Don't the police do that all the time now?
Oh, let's not go there.
This is getting political.
So Baby consumes Dr. Mew, and then he goes off to the ship and consumes the ship.
And
because they didn't kill him effectively, the child.
Well, they killed him pretty good. They just didn't.
Shot.
No.
Comes and destroys society.
They didn't realize they need to kill him at cell level.
They just thought popping it would have been good enough because it was so far. Like everybody they popped just died. Even Rildo.
Yeah,
they pop him and he just kind of stops.
Rildo after.
When they're leaving. Yeah. He doesn't do anything after that. He's dysfunctional after that, so they just thought it was fine.
Yeah.
You get to the ship, they go to the ship, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's still somebody alive on this ship." Go find the person. They go find the person. It's like, "Oh my God, he's been infected by an alien."
Oh no!
Then he chest bursts, and the show gets really weird for a minute.
His chest bursts. There's a little alien popping out.
You have the whole doctor scenes where Goku relives his hatred for doctors.
For needles.
Yeah.
You
have this weird scene where.
You cut out Poison.
Hello.
Yeah.
And then you have that weird scene where.
Cut out again. Don't work one time.
And then the little alien popped out. It has acid blood for some reason.
Oh, the stand? Yeah. Well, it's just metal. Has to sink into a human somehow. Going through the pores. Yeah, it doesn't have acid. It doesn't have that stand exactly, I mean.
Stand? What? When stand's getting into this?
I thought you were talking about the consuming stand, because you were just talking about JoJo. The one instead.
No, I was talking about Alien.
Acid. Okay. I thought you said Acid Love, and I was like, is that the stand's name? Sure. How about that?
It sounds like a stand name, JoJo.
Yeah, Acid Love.
Then they're on the planet, and then it's... Imagine how bad they must feel after that. Like, okay, we just caused way too many people to die here. Just because Baby. And they blew up their microscope. Their awesome microscope.
Super amazing microscope.
Which Trunks was genuinely impressed by. It's like, oh, this is awesome. This is so cool.
That this was impossible.
Well, you should fire them. The fact that it's Baby sitting there like, God, I can't believe I'm talking to this idiot. Just like... That's always fun. Or how everyone's scared by how much Goku's eating. And the doctor said, what was it, Jiro? It was Jiro. He was sitting there, he's like, it's weird. The external capacity does not match the internal consumed capacity.
Yeah.
He was just really fucking confused. Like, how is he doing?
Why is he eating so much?
That's kind of also a reused joke, but it works.
That's a shonen thing.
Yeah,
Naruto,
that's
for instance, eats a
everything.
fuck time.
JoJo doesn't do
show.
that.
Man, why is he eating so much?
JoJo's
Does
not
does
really a
Ichigo eat a
shonen
ton?
battle manga.
He probably does.
No, he doesn't actually. Not really a
What?
Bleach thing.
Disappointing.
Ichigo's not really
Bleach
that
doesn't
good.
do it.
Ichigo's not that good of a character, in all honesty.
His character, in
this
fact, would be
Well, no,
improved
no,
if he ate a lot.
No disrespect for Ichigo. She's always
The moment
like,
we died.
look. After Rukia, after he saves Rukia, he always is just there, and then he's dragged into the conflict for relatively no reason.
Yeah, because he just wants to fucking lay around and.
Well, I'm saying though, it's like.
But he has to go save the world again.
It's like
That's
it's
right.
weird because it's like they pull him into the story. Like, why did Aizen have to actually take Orihime to fix Grimjow's arm? Because
No.
he sent the Espada
It was for something
after
else.
Ichigo to begin with.
I think it was for something else.
He never used her. He only used her for Grimjow's arm the whole time.
I don't know. That first time Aizen showed up was epic.
Alright, let's get back to GT
But-
now.
No. I want to talk about this real fast. This one thing I loved about it, Bleach. Do you remember Ichigo's old battle, like he's gonna win theme?
Mhm.
The back dancers like, oh, if you want a kiss.
Okay.
He charges at him. Music starts playing. I was like, yeah, he's gonna kiss his ass. He stops his sword with one finger, and
Oh,
the
you're talking
music
about when
stops too.
you're talking about when he was fighting Aizen.
Yeah,
After,
he just stops his sword and stops the
Yeah,
back
yeah,
wind
yeah.
theme.
You see, the part I liked was when they were in the city and Aizen's like about to fall on him. Ichi just grabs him by the face, throws him outside the city, and Aizen's like, huh, I must have let my guard down.
Oh no, I'm talking about like the beginning, like the first time.
No. That's literally the first scene when he's fighting him, when Ichigo first shows up. You know what I mean?
No, that's way farther in the series. I'm talking about like when he first pops up.
Ichigo doesn't fight Aizen during the Save Rukia arc.
Yes, he does. Fights him at the direct end, and he gets almost cut in half.
Hmm.
Aizen's like literally.
Only
Your
really thing I
spice
remember that is when he killed up Yakia, because that was the only good fight there really in that arc.
You really need to rewatch that.
I didn't like the Ichigo.
Yeah, but
Which
you
I
also
like. I
said that
didn't
the
like-
fight with the statue and King was
I didn't
amazing.
like Ichigo Renji. That
What?
was bad. But that was a really stupid fight, the Ichigo Renji fight. Because it's like Renji has this really obvious weakness to his Zanpakuto that is instantly never used, brought up again in any sort of way. He can only extend it and swing 5 times, then it retracts. And that suddenly just disappears from Renji. Just period. It never happens again during the whole show. It's like,
Yeah,
that was
that
a
was-
bad fucking fight. Okay.
Also,
yeah.
Shadow, what'd you say?
Hunter x Hunter King statue.
Yeah, I didn't like that fight
Yeah,
either.
that
That was
was-
horrible. That was such a horrible fight.
King statue.
Yeah, when King fought the old man.
You were going off on how that was the best fight in the whole
Yeah,
show. You were
literally,
like,
yeah,
"Oh."
I hated that fight. That was
And
such
I
a bad
do. It's
fight.
like,
It's literally Signa trying to compare the hacks of the old man like to the chessboard, and it's like
Oh yeah.
Literally.
and he doesn't show how he does it. He
Literally.
just shows that he does it, and it's like, ah.
no. It's just like the shitty trope in anime where it's like main character gets his ass kicked, but he ends it in one punch, one superpower attack. It was just the opposite this time.
So let's get back on. We'll talk about that later.
That's how you make a bad fight scene.
Talk about that later.
Okay.
This is dragging on for a while.
Baby attacked them on the hospital planet, then got away on an outgoing flight with the woman because he could absorb into anybody,
Old lady couldn't find
and then
her.
eats the entirety of the
His-
flight.
As you do, because he needs energy.
And then we have 25, which I feel is like one of the best episodes because it goes back to one of the best
first.
parts about Dragon Ball of where you have the actual characters and them interacting with each other. And you only get it for one real episode, but you actually see the characters. You see
Actually
Goten,
gets to go on his goddamn. Finally.
Goten evolves.
It
He
wasn't
becomes his own character. He becomes his own
No.
person. He's a bit relaxed,
I gotta
but when
say,
the moment happens,
it wasn't for goddamn baby. Would have been the easiest pussy he ever got in his life.
It would have. He's not wrong.
He could have been the only pussy he's got in his life. These characters aren't really sexaholics.
I mean,
Well,
how many kids does Goku have?
He's a teenager.
Yeah, but he's monogamous. Goku's monogamous. He doesn't even care about women. Bulma shows him her tits and crotch at one point. He's like, I don't know. I'm like 10.
It's Goku's whole philosophy is fight. That's just,
and Vegeta doesn't care about women. He even says to Gotenks? No, Gotenks. He says to Goten, he's like, women are for the weak or something.
No, he did what Saiyans do. Saiyans look at women as objects. So he's purely for reproduction. That was his initial perspective on just women in general, because that's how he was raised. You know, you can see that changes though. You know, as time goes on, like even in Super, it changes.
Slightly.
You know, you can see that change.
Well, he always cared about Bulma, but that was about it.
You know,
In GT, he actually cares about his other family members, which you only see it one other time.
He cares as Super too. He does that whole like training arc with Future Trunks, where he was trying to make him stronger and shit. Like,
he doesn't come. That's not a lovable experience though.
It was to them though.
I don't. It was Trunks had his father dead though, so.
To that Future Trunks, who's only known battle, that's kind of the only thing he's known. So that's how he can bond with him. So that made sense for that situation. Okay, what do you want him to do? Just go out and eat dinner together? That'd be so awkward with Future Trunks.
That would be awesome. Well, no, that would be great with Future Trunks. But I would like to see GT Vegeta trying to talk to fucking Trunks at a dinner table and like try to scratch for shit to say.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. When it came to
so how's the Earthling women?
You've seen him change at that. You know what I mean? Like after those time jumps in both shows, his personality did change. But initially, he had the perspective of saying, which is when we're just.
Well, he gets more and more into it though, because even at the end of Boo, like midpoint of Boo, where he blows himself up on Boo when he's Majin Vegeta, he even does the thing with goodbye and you two Trunks and throws Trunks or tosses him or get Goten. I think Goten to take it up. Yeah.
He punches him in the gun. You can see his fist.
Yeah, the GBZ punch.
Yeah.
So he does change that perspective from earlier in the show.
You punched Stain as well. That's racist.
So, anyways, it's like, yeah, this episode was nice seeing that. You know, you got to see the best character in the show, Mr. Hercule.
Hercule, the true savior of the world.
I hate Hercule so much.
The person. Hey,
I love video games.
You know
what, dude? I hated Hercule.
If it wasn't for him, Kid Buu would have won.
No.
He literally saved the world.
No, he literally saved the world because nobody else would have gave.
No, he stopped Majin Buu. That's what he did. He didn't stop Kid Buu.
He saved the world from
Kid
Buu.
He stopped Kid Buu.
Because he stopped Kid Buu.
Because he almost dies to him because of Majin. And Majin Buu comes into fight.
No, you forget how this fight ended.
No, you're talking about the fucking Spirit Bomb.
Yeah.
The only time he actively does.
Yeah. Again, he saved the world. Goku would not have won there if it was not for him. Because of the blind faith the people of the world had in him, they were one. Give Goku.
Oh, that's the whole entire world.
Yeah. So literally the whole entire world listened to what he said. So yes, he did save the world at that point. And then he continued to save the world because he kept Fat Buu happy and under control.
Well, that was before.
No,
he didn't have. Fat Buu would have been happy. Fat Boo's not hard to please. It's like Beerus, sadly. Just got to give him something sweet to eat, and he'll be calm and passive.
There's not many multi-trillionaires who can just take in a random pink alien.
I mean, Bulma.
You know, Bulma has enough issues. She has her family to raise.
I don't know. I think things calmed down a lot, though, after Boo, because even in this, you have her being just gossiping at the table. And when when Goten's about to go out on his date, she's like, go get him, Tiger. And Chi-Chi's all like, no, don't you dare mistreat her.
Boys are so messy.
She's like, Bulma's like, let him have her thing. I was with a bandit for a while.
Oh no, I liked back in Z when she was like,
Oh yeah, where was
her and Vidal
what's his name?
yelling at each other. And she,
I don't remember Yamcha.
And then marry him? He's like, that's how I met his father. That's weird.
Yamcha in the episodes I remember. Was he in the back somewhere?
In GT? No, he's not in GT.
No.
Not really. He's not noted. No. Not yet. Anyways, I don't think he even shows up later.
I don't think he shows up.
He's not that
later.
important in GT. He does his own thing.
He's already a professional
baseball player.
I prefer not using the character if you're not going to use them. Unlike Super, which drags characters in and then proceeds to not use them. And it's like, why?
Well, it's just like what they did at the end of Z, where it's like, oh, well, I wonder what happened in 17. Oh, he's just a ranger now.
He's just a park ranger.
Yep.
And then gets strong as a god by being a park ranger.
And beating up poachers with rifle who have a power level of around 9.
Because that makes sense. But hey, let's ignore
it's
that.
like Pokemon. Enough fighting, enough. If you can stay in that one bush and the.
This is they removed that in WoW, sir. You can't fight pigs level 120 anymore.
Yeah.
We called that the South Park trick. Because after that episode, they removed that.
Yeah, because people were spamming that area, making the early quest incompletable by some players because there was just too many boars dying, and you're like, I can't even. Why is there so many people?
There's so many level 80s here.
Shouting these fucking boars. It's because they're like memes, and they want to repeat the memes.
Yes, because a lot of
it was the prelude to Do You Know the Way?
Do you know the way?
So one of the things that GT does and shows in 25 and it shows in the second episode pretty well is when Goku's running off and he finds Master Roshi. Master Roshi is just reminiscent of like, oh my god, Goku, it's you! I can't believe it's you again. This brings back so many good memories. It's just happy. They even introduced him like Roshi should be, like groping through a path of women. It's like, women love me.
One at a time.
You do that voice really well.
I used to watch Dragon Ball a lot. That's why.
So you imitated Roshi of all people?
Yeah, you always when you played the fighting games too, you imitated the voices because it was fun. You were bored. I used to have a decent Vegeta. Used to. Now I have a variable decent Roshi, especially because my voice got deeper and I can do that. A bit better. It doesn't hurt my voice when I do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Don't worry, ladies. One at a time. Got it.
And that wasn't very good.
Yeah, no, it's variable. I already said this. Give me a week of me practicing, but I have not fucking dubbing Roshi. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, 25 is where we're cutting off?
25 is where we're stopped.
25 where we stopped,
We stopped for this arc.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Goten just beating up random humans that were affected by Peggy.
Oh yeah, that whole
yeah, but he wasn't like killing him. He was just he even captured them after.
That was pretty funny though. Just like the dude walked through the city like, "Ooh, tell me what it's saying." I don't know what it's saying is.
Then he's just like, I what saying? And I like the bank robber scenario of like, where's the Saiyans? And he's like, I don't know what he's saying, but like I can help you find him.
Just let me go, man. I promise
I'll help you find these Saiyans. It's fine. It's cool, man. That was fucking hilarious.
That was so good. And then Hercule's there, and he's like, "Just tell me where the Saiyans are." He's like,
"How do you know about the Saiyans?"
Oh shit!
Fuck this up. And Goten shows up. I love Goten's dispute about getting into the fight, where at first he's like, I probably shouldn't do that. I'm not Gohan. I really shouldn't jump in there. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy the date. He's like, oh, instead of fireworks? And he's like, I like your mentality. You look at things in a good way.
Good things very positive.
Because I have a feeling that's a robbery or some shit's going on over there.
I like.
But
Hercule.
when it does get serious, he becomes a hero, which is cool.
He's gonna kick your. Go there, just like, hey, cool. Where's your apprentice?
Yeah,
at?
where's the apprentice?
It's you. I'm not your apprentice.
No, my father trained me. You didn't train me. Just roll with it. Just for a bit.
Come on, man. Like, I'll take care of you.
My apprentice could beat anybody.
I'll buy you a better one. Gotcha.
The fucking Hercule breaking his fucking foot on the landing was fucking hilarious.
You need to pay for it.
The characters are done so well. Like they're retarded the cast and they work them well.
You're like, whenever he goes up to his girl.
The classic cast, I would agree with you.
What are you doing just talking to him? Are you insane? Did you not see that man just blow up a building?
I don't even see where you have your issue with Pan. It was literally just her training.
I don't like it.
He just didn't like the childish child.
No, you probably hate Dragon Ball because that's what a lot of it was.
Yeah, well, about children. But anyway, then just like when he walked back up to her and he was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "What were you talking to him about?" He asked me what the sayings were, and somebody's like, "Okay, shit got real."
What does he tell? What does Goten? It's been like a couple weeks. What does he tell Goten? What does Goten tell Hercule to go get, like Vegeta, or does he say?
He said
the others?
He said go get Vegeta. Yeah, he said go get Vegeta. That's what he says.
Yes, Hercule.
He says
take the connection to Vegeta.
He says take
he knows.
And go get Vegeta.
The only connection to Vegeta we have.
No, but like, who else are you gonna tell him to get?
Yeah, you're not gonna tell him.
Go get Gohan.
Gohan.
Go get my super suit.
You know, no. So he was like, "You go get." He told him like.
Honestly, Vegeta should already be on his way over the moment he powers up.
Yeah,
the moment he powers up in the city, Vegeta should already be coming.
Should sense that shit immediately. Yep.
Does Vegeta hold down a job?
No.
She just trained.
Almost fucking rich. Like she's like the she is literally like
fun.
He trains.
Yeah, he trains. He trains and babysits Bullock, which he loves.
Yeah.
Like a lot. Like way too much. Because he babies Bullock because he's like the princess. He's like, Bullock gets all the respect in the world. Trunks, however, that little shit gets beat if he steps out of line. I loved how he went to Trunks in the beginning. We can do this the easy way or the fun way. It's your choice. I've been really bored.
Yeah, no, I like Vegeta.
We haven't had a villain in forever. I am super fucking bored. I always question why Bulma just doesn't get the Dragon Balls and wish for immortality or like eternal youth. Like immortality would kind of be bad. Like you'd want the ability to die. I understand. Like you want the ability to die, but you want to be kind of resilient, and you'd want to keep your youth. I don't understand why she doesn't just wish for that.
Probably just because it doesn't feel natural to her.
But she doesn't. But she always bitches about getting older, though.
Yeah.
Shadow,
in GT, she bitches about getting older, and even in Super, she complains that she's getting wrinkles.
We're about to learn, Shadow, though, that wishing too much is bad.
Well, it might not.
Because Saitama written himself into a corner.
Every now and then.
He just wants everyone to feel bad.
Look. Just every now and then, the Dragon Balls we get sometimes come out of Compton. Okay? Plain and simple. Right,
we're not there yet, by the way, boys, and you're supposed to limit yourself to 25.
Yeah, I've already watched the 47.
Why did you continue watching?
Why would you continue? You were at 35.
I told you to stop!
Get done with the next student. I don't want to. I just want to get done.
You understand it's going to be like another 2 weeks because it's you were talking about.
Yeah, but I'm already done.
Doesn't matter. It'll still be like 2 weeks.
We're still going to take the week to watch it sporadically, and you're going to fucking...
Forget everything.
It was jack off. The whole week. Never stop.
It's non-stop, man.
Always.
Dude, you're gonna get Raw in like 3 hours. That doesn't work.
Dude, I have a heart attack every time.
You won't get a heart attack. Your heart will just stop pumping blood that fast.
If you have for 4 hours, you need to go see a doctor.
And tell the doctor how awesome it is. You forgot to add that part. Doc, this is fucking amazing. I know. High fives. Just like.
I don't know. This reminds me of the Deadpool movie.
How long has you had that erection, sir? 6 hours. Amazing.
Amazing. This is awesome.
There's a record, man. Called Case Book.
You said this was organic? Yes.
Because your heart can't take that kind of pressure. It's a lot of pressure pumping blood that fast. Especially to an organ that doesn't really get used that much.
But that depends on the individual. So.
Okay.
Mine gets used a lot.
So we have the Black Star Dragon Ball GT, the Black Star Saga, which is usually talked about in the worst light because most people who watch Dragon Ball Z never really watch Dragon Ball, is the usual standing that I find on it. And going back from Dragon Ball to Z to GT in a very decent period of time. Like I originally watched Dragon Ball, was super into it. Watched the parts I really liked again that I didn't get or didn't really remember because I was a kid. And then I immediately read Journey to the West because I heard like, oh, this is what it is, and they're doing Z, and then Z got Englished and started coming over. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to read that and then start watching Z. So I did that, started watching Z, got super pissed off, quit Z entirely until fucking late Frieza, like when Goku turned Super Saiyan, started watching again, rewatched all of Z, and then went into GT. So from that path, it's a natural transition, because I was already used to the stark difference from Dragon Ball to Z, which is insanely huge, and then Z back into Dragon Ball Z. So, the change into Black Star Dragon Ball Saga wasn't actually a lot. It was actually pretty simple for me. It was just like, oh, good, more of what I liked from the show, not less of what I hated originally. Granted, Z eventually, over the years, many years, ended up being better than original Dragon Ball, but that's just because Z is more rewatchable than original Dragon Ball. Because the original Dragon Ball is meant for a younger audience. That's the point of the show. That was when it was written. That was how it was.
Anime it was intended for. It was a shonen.
It was a shonen gag anime or manga, and then got changed into fighting anime towards the later end of Dragon Ball. But then it went farther into that in Z, and then it's like now they're magic.
Yep.
And the magic is more important
energy
thing.
named key in their body. And also, going back, I loved when the robots captured Goku and everything. Like, how can this little body have so much energy? Does not compute.
This is impossible!
I love that. Like, that whole
they do that a ton. They do that a ton, though. It's just like, why is that little kid so strong? That's fucking ridiculous. For a child, you possess amazing powers.
Actually, I'm an adult. Quiet, you little child. I don't understand your kind. I'm gonna kill you.
That was always one joke that got me. The alien looking at Goku going like, what the fuck? Why?
You're an adult? What are you talking about?
But she's your granddaughter and she's bigger than you. Yeah, but I'm older than her. What? How? I don't get this species. Why do you get older and stronger and you get smaller? That doesn't... How does this work?
They must have looked at Trunks and been like, is he your great-great-grandchild? I was waiting for somebody to say that, like the alien to say that the whole time.
No, Trunks is actually the youngest. They just roll with it. Like, we get born full-born. We get born 6 feet tall and then shrink to 2.
Condensed. Get smaller, and as we do, our energy gets more.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
Okay, so sorry. I think we should hold reviews on until the end of the whole GT.
Yeah, but you can like talk about the arc and how that arc was.
Yeah, but we don't need to.
You don't need to review it. I think it'd just be fine if you said like I liked it, I didn't like it.
We just finished 2 hours talking about this arc and many other shows, but
yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm saying like so we don't need to do the ratings overall.
I mean, we had filler. Some people are vague.
Please think. You guys are about to talk about the thing.
No, we're not yet. Just give this like 2 minutes. We talked about Bleach for 6, I believe was the time. Okay, so GT in the end ended up being a positive for me in the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. It's pretty good. Give it probably a good. It's definitely good.
Wait.
It's not greatest, but it's definitely good. Rodder, what do you think about GT?
I'm neutral on it. It wasn't amazing. It was okay. Like, it was good. You know what I mean? I overall left feeling fine. You know, I mean, there were some bad sides, there were some good sides, but I'm just kind of, it's okay. Wouldn't want to go back to it again. You know, watching it once is more than enough.
So you'd probably start the baby arc if you had to watch this again from right now.
Probably. I don't know. I haven't watched
Yeah.
until after I watch this arc. I can't make even that judgment.
Okay.
That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like I watched this show since the early 2000s, 90s. You know, so I can't comment on it if I would like watching 25 to 62.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I wouldn't want to watch 1 to 25 again. I'd rather just read a summary of those and then make after that.
All right,
Maybe
Poison.
watch certain episodes. Personally, a lot of it goes into white noise. The fights are what stand out, but that's kind of what with every Dragon Ball series
Mm-hmm.
for me. I like what they did with the. It's a decent watch, at least. Again, 47 here.
Yeah. I'm talking about the fights. Usually besides the logic fight, I didn't think none of the fights were really that. Even
Well, they didn't
fight.
come white noise.
The other,
No, they weren't white noise. I mean, they weren't like the Roto fight. I didn't think was a good fight. You know, I mean,
it was
I
an
didn't
interesting
like-
fight. Wasn't a great fight.
It was only like when he revealed his power initially wasn't
Yeah.
interesting. After that, it was really bland.
And then you realize
It
it's
was
kind of shitty because he's
and
stuck
it's
to
like-
that planet, and it's like,
It's
eh.
like Goku can fly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, the first planet, another stupid thing. The first planet I went to, going back to this, that whole episode, like those 2 or 3 episodes, they forgot they can fucking fly.
You're right.
The merchant planet, they literally forgot they can fly. Like when Goku did instant transmission, for example, that little joke. They can fly.
Yeah, but
Especially
flying slower than
the
instant
second
transmission.
time.
That's how they catch up. They fly.
Yeah, but the second time when they were falling, they can all fly.
Yeah, but it's, remember, Shonen.
Yeah,
Shonen
but
joke
still,
show.
They can all still
They
fly.
want to do they want to do
Yeah,
the fall.
But then after the second fall, they just fly off.
I mean, they do, but they don't do it immediately. Because
It's like they don't
that's you see that when
fly,
they're
they
sneaking into
never-
the castle. Is the next thing.
You know, it's like they don't really fly. No, because that's not the
And they
next
don't
thing.
even
Next
sneak
thing
around
is
the
when they go
castle
back to
because
sea,
they sneak
and they
up
meet the
by
old lady.
flying.
It's like they meet the couple on the outskirts who get their house repossessed. That's before that.
Yeah.
So
Because they're
yeah, so
wandering
it's
around.
like they forgot for so long how to fucking fly. So it's like that just annoyed me. That just really bugged me when I rewatched that. So
Again, if it's a more Dragon Ball focused thing, Z introduced
Thing-
flying more than Dragon Ball did.
I understand, but they were flying the previous episode. All 3 of them.
Huh.
They were all literally flying episode 2 and they were on Earth. They all flew around.
Also, there's a difference between combat flying of Boo's gonna destroy the Earth, gotta get there quick, and normal just hovering that they do.
They were casually flying around on
Yeah.
in literally episode 2. That's what I'm saying. Like so.
Yeah, they were
They forgot
and they flew a bit when they need to get up to the castle to look around for the thing.
So
for their ship.
but that was the 4th episode. That wasn't episode 3. That whole episode.
They have a
didn't-
year, they weren't in that much of a rush. Year's a ton of
So-
time.
You're not a ton of time to search a whole entire galaxy.
When you have a radar that shows you exactly where they are, it is.
Not when a random robot eats it and you don't even know if it works. Or how long it
Because
works.
then it's just getting the ship and getting back home, getting Balma to make another one. It's not
Okay.
actually.
That's a pretty big time loss, actually.
I don't think
Yeah.
it would be.
It would be a decent time loss.
I just remembered how honest Baby was at the end of that fight. When they meet him in the observatory and they're like, "Baby, how'd you get that Dragon Ball?" And he's like, "Oh, it was the only one he had. He had digitized in his head."
Implanted
You
into his
sure
brain,
that was
did
the
you?
only one he had? Yeah. Pretty sure. I don't know. It's pretty sure it's the only one I had. Just doesn't even care. It's just being completely honest.
Baby's not interested in the Dragon Balls. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He's only interested in absorbing people to get stronger, and he wants to absorb Saiyans.
Mm-hmm. And
Like when he
his
absorbed-
actual
when he
plan,
tried to
if you watched
absorb
GT before, you know, but
Trunks,
yeah.
you know? And he couldn't do it. But that's his only goal right now. So Dragon Balls aren't really important to him. Dragon Ball's just bait. That's what he was looking. That's what he kind of looked at Dragon Ball at. Bait to make them
Was
chase
he a
him.
master at it?
So,
All right. So
yeah.
that's the end of GT. Next up is
Yep.
did I control V?
GT.
Yeah. That's the end of Black Dragon
That's
Ball
the end of
Saga.
GT.
So that's 26. We're gonna watch 26 to 47, and that's gonna be mine as the baby arc? The end of the baby arc.
That should be
Or,
Baby
no,
and Super 17.
Yeah, 17.
Baby and Super 17.
17 is another one of the apparently worst ever parts of it, which 3 episodes, how the fuck? Whatever.
No. Yeah, it
So-
can't really be that bad if it's